outcome of the election.
I think it was rigged.
There's no evidence. Sir, where's the evidence of that?
It wasn't rigged. You're a rotten report.
Where's the evidence of that?
As we talk. Today, there are yet new concerns about the safety of American Social Security data. According to an Inspector General letter reviewed by the Washington Post, officials are looking into a whistleblower complaint about a former DOJ worker who allegedly told several co-workers he had access to highly sensitive records and he planned to share them with a private employer.
I voted once for Donald Trump in 2016. I fell for the propaganda. I watched Fox News. I've learned that the right-wing media is nothing but a propaganda machine. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me every damn day. It's a cult.
And for just like the Republican voters, right, across America who maybe feel like I've always voted Republican, what would you want to say to those folks?
Step over to your nearest mirror, look yourself in the eye, and ask yourself if the principles, the words, the actions, the behaviors of this administration are actually in line with the teachings of Jesus Christ. Jesus would have stood with the vulnerable and marginalized. He would not have deported them. He would not have persecuted them. He would, he literally stood with the prostitutes and the lepers and the poor, and he wasn't out there selling, saying, Peter, let me, I'm not going to do any more miracles unless you, invest in my Jesus meme coin. He was literally serving the poor. These people in Washington, D.C. associated with this MAGA GOP, all they're doing is exploiting the poor at the benefit of the billionaires. All of them got to go. Every single sitting Republican in the United States needs to be primaried. What we've seen is an increase of, white supremacy. That's all it is. Point blank, hatred, white supremacy. We got to get these people out of here if we're going to survive this country intact.
Do not let the Senate muck this bill up. And if you're a party to that in the Senate, you are part of this cover-up that we are trying to expose. I am sorry if one of your billionaire donors is going to get embarrassed because he went to Rape Island. That is what they have coming. In fact, they need to be on the other side of bars, a lot of them. Some of them will be embarrassed, but some of them need to go to prison, and the survivors know that. So how will we know if this bill has been successful? We will know when there are men, rich men, in handcuffs being perp-walked to the jail. And until then, this is still a cover-up.
So this is just going to be a stream of consciousness. I'm just going to talk because I got a lot on my mind. I'm kind of pissed off right now. This country, America, what does it do for us, the people? All we ever hear is opportunity, opportunity. Other developed nations provide things like health care to their people, child care. Like if you're a working parent in another country, you can oftentimes get free or extremely cheap child care. And it's government assisted, you know what I mean? And you don't have to meet some crazy income goal. Like in America, you better live in abject poverty before the government decides to help you just a little bit. And then when they do help you just a little bit, it'll be just a little bit. And then they'll demonize you for it. And the conservatives will try to take away all that help as soon as possible. Because it's only fair in America if you live off the government as a billionaire or as a large corporation. But anyway, how does America help us? We don't get health care. Our education system is profoundly fucked up. Like the inequity in our education system is just hard to put into words. One school has nothing while another school has latte machines and tennis courts. You know what I mean? One school has 10-year-old books while the other school has, digital reading material at their fingertips at all times. One school, has, nothing to offer students that are struggling. The other school has private tutors. So the inequity is wild. So no health care. Education's fucked. No child care. No living wages. If you have the job that you can barely afford to go to because of childcare, then they're not going to help you and you're not going to get paid more. Also, rising rent costs, rising cost of living, rising cost of food. And I say all that to say this. Those missiles that they're launching at Iran cost about $1.5 million per missile. We're spending about, I think in the month, this last month, I think the Defense Department spent $50 billion. We're spending billions of dollars for this unilateral, unjustified, one-sided war that was started by Trump. There was no provocation. It's completely unnecessary. And now they're trying to wiggle their way out of it by saying, they're surrendering, even though they don't admit it, and the mission's complete there. No. All the shit we've done doesn't just go away. You think the world's just going to forget everything that just happened? Accountability is about to come fast and furious, and it's not good. But we always have money for war and never money for the poor. And not even just the poor. By the way, Tupac said that. Not even just the poor. Also, just people. Just like America doesn't help its people. We're supposed to love America. We're supposed to be patriotic. Put our hand over our heart and pledge allegiance to the flag. The flag never pledges its allegiance back. Love a country that never loves you back. I swear, if any of my children ever had a relationship with a person the way that people have relationships with America, I would make them break up with that person. Don't be in love with somebody who refuses to help you when you're sick, refuses to help you when you need assistance, refuses to help you when you're homeless, refuses to help you in any aspect of life, but demands that you love them back. That's called a toxic relationship. Just food for thought to start your day.
$93 billion with a B. $93 billion Hexas spent in September of 2025. Spent on lobster and chairs, furniture, crab, his makeup studio. I used my life savings of $20,000 to crisscross the nation 7 times across 33 states, passing out survival gear to 312 homeless veterans between 2017 and 2019. I used my life savings of $20,000 to do that. And when that ran out, I took little side jobs anywhere I could. There was this one woman's house in Virginia that I power washed her 4-story backyard deck. There was a great lady in St. Paul, Minnesota that I power washed her entire property's fence and built her little vegetable gardens in her backyard and cleaned up her backyard. Anything I could do to earn and crowdfund to keep on the road, to keep helping homeless veterans in need. Passing out tents, ponchos, fishing poles, and like 30 of these tiny ViperTech tasers I passed out to women on the street. So if they had some form of less than lethal self-defense device on the street in case something was taken away from them, it couldn't necessarily be used catastrophically against themselves. All in all, over the course of 2 years, I spent between my savings, what I crowdfunded, and what I raised on under-the-table jobs, around $50,000. And that lasted me, and was able to help 312 homeless veterans from coast to coast. Hexas spent $93 billion on junk, while his Republican colleagues in the Congress worked to cut veterans' benefits, worked to fire nurses and doctors and counselors at the VA. Hexas didn't even work to refurbish and update active duty service personnel's housing. He just wasted it on junk and his makeup studio again. My post calling out Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu's war on Iran, costing us $890 million per day. Now it's up to $2 billion per day. And how that money could have actually gone back to the American people instead of this bullshit, no reason given war. And for all y'all AI chatbots, no. Iran has no nuclear weapon, and I don't sleep with a nightlight because I'm afraid that they will. $2 billion a day in Trump's war. And now we find out Hexas wasted $93 billion in 1 month in 2025. America first, as Lindsey Graham takes a private jet over to Israel.
There's been a lot of questions about why exactly the U.S. went into Iran. One of the big reasons the White House gave was that Iran was using this research reactor that's meant for civil nuclear purposes like electricity and medical isotopes, but instead to stockpile 20% enriched uranium, saying Iran then wanted to use that to help develop a nuclear weapon. But multiple nuclear scientists and non-proliferation experts told us at MS Now that the reactor doesn't have the capacity to be such an easy pathway to a bomb. And notably, we're told the administration hasn't presented any evidence or intelligence backing up their claim to the American public or in classified briefings to Congress. Now, inspectors from the International Atomic Energy Agency also had access to this particular reactor up until June of last year, when Iran kicked them out after the US and Israel's cascade of the surprise bombings over the summer. The other part of our reporting shows that there's also skepticism of how well the White House's 2 negotiators, Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, understood the nuances of the nuclear talks and what was being proposed. We're reporting that the two of them opted to go into these Iran nuclear talks without nuclear experts who could help with the technical details. One of those experts we talked to, Daryl Kimball of the Arms Control Association, told us, quote, "When it comes to nuclear non-proliferation discussions, the details matter, and working out the details requires time and technical expertise, and the administration was not patient enough to apply either to this effort." This is how Steve Witkoff defended his ability to negotiate.
I wouldn't tell you I'm an expert in nuclear, but I've learned quite a bit, and I've studied it and read quite a bit about it, and I'm competent to sit at the table and discuss it, and Jared is as well.
Now, to be totally clear, there are plenty of reasons to call into question Iran's intentions, but Iran had struck an agreement with the U.S. and others during the Obama administration, with limits on what uranium they could enrich, and they had allowed international inspectors access to their nuclear facilities up until the Trump administration during his first term chose to pull out of that nuclear deal.
New York Daily News, which now calls the Trump administration the most powerful crime syndicate in history, has always had strong reader support in the Queens neighborhood in New York, where Donald Trump grew up. The New York Daily News says, quote, "It is time to acknowledge what has become tragically obvious. The Trump administration is essentially acting as a massive criminal enterprise. It lies, steals, extorts, and murders, all while cloaked in the awesome authority of the state. It is on a crime spree that puts Al Capone to shame. This administration has murdered Renee Good and Alex Preddy, slandered them as domestic terrorists and assassins, and allowed their killers to walk free. Unleashed thousands of minimally trained ICE agents recruited with explicitly white supremacist messaging to inflict terror on people of color. Repeatedly violated the constitutional rights of citizens and non-citizens by arresting them for First Amendment protected speech, raiding their homes without judicial warrants and imprisoning them without due process, and killed dozens of civilians on the high seas solely on the unsubstantiated claim that they were drug runners, not that being drug runners would justify their summary executions without due process anyway. Released hundreds of imprisoned felons who brutally beat Capitol Police officers on January 6th. Converted the once independent Department of Justice into an instrument of personal retribution via the prosecution of cooked-up lawsuits against the president's enemies, threatened to seize the territory of a sovereign nation, a NATO ally no less, and declared that legislators should be executed for reminding military personnel of their duty to disobey illegal orders. It is difficult to comprehend the level of state-sponsored criminality we are witnessing because our country has never experienced anything like it.
Or the president could do some of this shit I'm doing. Or the president could do some of this shit I'm doing. Or the president could do some of this shit I'm doing. Or the...
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Alrighty, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, is everything hooked up here? Testing. Alrighty, there it goes. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Alright then. Okay, sorry for the technical issues there that we had. I think I got it cleared up now. Let's see. Shoot. I forgot to put my watch on, but it is 9:34 a.m. Pacific time zone here in beautiful Las Vegas. I don't even know the temperature. It was nice and cool morning. We were over 80 degrees yesterday. We're going to be over 80 today. No winter, no spring. We're just going to go right to summer. I hate it. I hate global warming. Anyhow, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh boy. Donald Trump's going to be the death of us all, isn't he? Donald Trump is going to be the death of us all, man. Fuck, global warming's got nothing on Donald Trump. Global warming has nothing on fucking Donald Trump. He's creating so many enemies that are going to come after us for decades and decades to come. We're losing all whatever relationships we've had with other countries. They're gone. Thanks, MAGA. Hope you're happy. I hope you're happy, MAGA. $1 billion, $2 billion a day spending on this stupid fucking war. But Medicare for all, we can't afford that. Oh no. No Medicare for you. No health care for you. Fuck you. You need some help with food? Fuck you. No SNAP for you. Meanwhile, Pete Kegsbreath can spend billions of dollars on fucking lobster tail and steaks and shit. Now, I wouldn't be so upset about that if I felt really confident that that was going out to all our troops, all our grunts. Give them some steak and lobster. But when I hear that he sent a $93,000 Steinway piano to some general's house, I'm not so confident in that. I wouldn't have been so upset if maybe some of that $93 billion that he spent in 1 month at the end of the fiscal year just so that he could justify having the budget that he has. If that had gone into base housing, how many times have we been hearing about some of the housing that they have for our service people is in such disrepair. It's full of mold and fungus. Dilapidated buildings that they're providing for our service people. Maybe I wouldn't be so angry if a big chunk of that 93 billion had gone into that. But it didn't. It went to steak and lobster. Now I'm hungry for some steak and lobster. The grift just keeps grifting. It never stops with these motherfuckers. Trump and his administration, they are lawless, and it's beyond just being lawless. It's dangerous to this fucking republic. It's dangerous to our fucking country, the survival of our country. They are really just running down the country to nothing, to a stub. This is the stripping of America. This is get everything while you can, while there's still something to get. It's disheartening. It's disgusting. It's maddening. It's frustrating. But maybe the only thing that kind of helps me and hopefully others some kind of encouragement as I zoom my face in here for some reason. There we go. Right now, MTG's old district, Ruby Red District in Georgia, shows Sean Harris, the Democratic candidate there, leading in this poll, this latest poll here. Clayton Fuller by almost 2%. Now, of course, that's a very close margin, and we're still. I guess we're gonna have a special election next month, or a runoff. They already had the special election. They're gonna have the runoff next month. This is a Ruby Red district. This is MTG's old district. I don't know. Hopefully, Sean Harris can pull this off. If you live in that district and you're a Democrat, make sure you vote and make sure you campaign for this guy. We've had, I think, at least since Trump took office, just over a year ago, year and a half ago, not even a year and a half, just 14 months ago, right? Or something like that. There have been a whole bunch of special elections. And Democrats have been flipping seats. I forget how many it is. It's I think over a dozen. Where Democrats are actually flipping seats and winning these special elections. The Republicans haven't flipped anything. There's zero. They're a bunch of zeros, these Republicans. So hopefully that's a good sign. I'm just afraid, are we going to make it to November at this rate? Are we even going to make it to fucking November? November seems like 100 years away. And I know time goes fast, and before you know it, it'll be November. It'll be election day. But it seems like 100 years away, man. Because of every day, this fucking shitbird that we have as a president, this walking fucking bag of excrement that we have as a president, this orange fucking bag of pus that supposedly is our president, just does worse and worse and worse shit every fucking day. I'm sick of it. And I think all of us are sick of it. But get us to November some way, somehow. It seems like a million years away, man. $2 billion a day we're spending on this fucking war. We can't get fucking health care. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, MAGA. Other than that, I got no opinion. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I see WW is in there. Jolie's here. Hello, Jolie. Good to see you. Aaron West is also here, at least as of this posting here. So I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that we are at full mod capacity. We're at full mod capacity, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached full mod capacity. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Sandy Foltz is here. Hey, Sandy. Hope everything's going well with you. I hope everything's going well with your son. I know there's been some stuff going on there. Nick Rich is here. Thanks, Nick, for being here. Thanks for following me over. I know you were on the first attempt at the stream today. Thanks for following us back over here. Let's see. Who else is in here? Trucker John's in here. Liberal Dan Radio. It's Liberal Dan Radio. Hello, Liberal Dan. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on by. Josh Sees is here. Always good to see Josh Sees in the driver's lounge. It's always good. WW. That doesn't mean she's not a rotten reporter. But I think he meant it wasn't rigged. Impossible, and he knows it. I forget the name of that reporter. I think it was Liz something, Liz Anderson or something like that. I should probably get her name before I. Yeah, but anyhow, I think she's a fine reporter. So fuck you, WW. And the horse you rode in on, because I'm extra horny. No. WW says, not fooling the magatoids. They just think that they are owning the libs. They don't care about truth. The fucking magatoids are fucking morons. Magatoids. They're MAGA. Hey, MAGA, you're a bunch of fucking morons, so fuck you. Fuck you too, MAGA. You're why we're here. If you're pissed off because your gas prices have gone up, it's because of you fucking MAGA morons. Fucking maggots. You couldn't vote for Kamala Harris. None of this would be happening right now if Kamala Harris was the president. None of this. There'd be no fucking war. We wouldn't be murdering people in the streets. We wouldn't be fucking murdering people in fishing boats off the coast of Venezuela. We wouldn't be locking up U.S. citizens just because they've got brown skin. None of this shit would be happening. None of it. You fucking MAGA fucking morons. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. And I wish that all this bad shit would just happen to you, but it happens to all of us. You're bringing us all fucking down. Robert Perez is here. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Robert says, enjoy your day off today. Who says I had a day off? Who says I have a day off? I'll be working. I'm going to go to work today. I know, probably because I said my plan was to work. I think I said Monday, Wednesday, Fridays or something. I'm going to go to work today, though. I got to go to work. William's here. Hey, William, good to see you. Nola Carnes. Hello, Nola. Thanks for hanging out here in the old driver's lounge. I do appreciate you. WW, doctors and nurses can get jobs anywhere. What's your fucking point? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you off your meds? Are you off? Go take some meds. Josh says, remember the J6er who tased himself in the nuts? I think I vaguely remember that, but I'm not surprised. They're all fucking morons. A bunch of fucking morons, man. Danny Pomeroy says, just going out to move my boat up so I can start fishing after the show, after the snowstorm, or after the show. Saturday to snowstorm Saturday, laughing out loud. My yard dryer now. The frost went out last week. The pond in my yard is gone now. I had some people in the cab last night that were, I think they said they were from Nebraska. They said that the other day, because we were talking about how we're hit over 80 here today. It was like 82, Vegas. And they said, yeah, in Nebraska, it was like 78 degrees. And then I guess overnight it snowed or something. And they woke up and there was like snow on the ground. And they're like, what the fuck? WW, good times, January 6th, going down in history. The pardon will give Trump a special place in heaven. Yeah, well, he ain't going there, so. WW, is the Daily News still around? Well, obviously it's still around. They fucking just did a story on them that you saw in the intro. So they're obviously still around. Danny Pomeroy says the new news in Russia, in Florida, all you can eat steak and lobster. Did you pay your grifter's fees yet? Josh C says, I heard that Switzerland condemned the U.S. attack on Iran. First time they took a side since 1810 or something. Even fucking Switzerland. The fucking neutral country that always stays neutral. I was just looking at my chopstick camera. I mean, chopstick microphone. There we go. Even fucking Switzerland has had enough. That doesn't tell you everything you need to know. Nick Rich says, no war with Iran. I don't want to ever hear any of you cocksucking motherfucking maggots ever say we can't afford health care. We can't afford SNAP. We can't afford to help people who need help in our own goddamn country. I don't want to hear you ever say that ever again, motherfuckers. We're spending $2 billion a day on the stupidest goddamn motherfucking war I've ever seen in my life. Nick's Rich, 934. I think I'm 17 minutes behind. I think I'm 17 minutes behind you, Nick Rat. 17 minutes behind. Danny Pomeroy says, I don't know. Danny, your typing is atrocious. I think it's told you. Okay. This is making the Russia economy filthy rich. Putin is making billions a month now. Totally Epstein Maxwell. Trump files. You're not going to be in files million times and not be totally involved, USA. I give you an F for your sentence structure. Just because it makes no sense to me. Oh my God. Stand right in front of my window with your loud ass voice, why don't you? Anyhow. Josh C says it's cold here again today. I just hit the wood stove. Well, don't hit it. It's not nice. WW 38 degrees with high winds. Danny Pomeroy says, I will more than likely lose my health care. Yeah, we can't afford health care. We can't afford to keep the ACA subsidies, financed. We can't afford any of that shit. All we can do all we can afford to do is spend billions of dollars a day on a goddamn stupid idiot fucking war. And of course, in taxes for rich people. That's all we can do. That's all, people. Don't you realize that? It's all about doing whatever the fucking billionaires want. That's it. If you're not a billionaire, you ain't shit. If you ain't a billionaire, fuck you. We're going to redistribute whatever little money you have all the way up to the billionaires. They get everything. Fuck you. You guys get nothing. The rest of yous, I'm one of the I'm one of the rest of yous. You get nothing. You get nothing, sir. Good day, sir. You get nothing. Now, you may have noticed that Trucker John is a little salty today, even by my standards. But I gotta say, he's not wrong. Trucker John's not wrong. He's a little salt. I think he may have woken up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. He's coming off a little salty. But he's not wrong. I'm just saying. I thought I'd pop in here. I thought I'd just pop in here and give you my little 2 cents worth. You know. All right. I'm out. Fuck you, Tough Cookie. Anyhow, and fuck you to my neighbor who stands in front of my window and talks real loud when I'm trying to do a show. Anyhow, that's Scrapes, by the way, out there yelling across the way to someone. Just calm down, Trucker John. Calm down. Don't take it out on your neighbor. Don't take it out on Scrapes. All right. Scrapes he's just doing his thing out there. He likes to walk around, scrape around. You know, he likes to scrape around and talk to the other neighbors. Don't you, just because you're a little cranky this morning, doesn't mean you need to take it out on Scrapes. He didn't do anything to you. All right, so just cool your jets, Trucker John. You're way over the top. Have some more coffee or something, for crying out loud. Just don't take your anger at Trump out on Scrapes. All right? Scrapes didn't do anything to you. He is a little loud, I will admit. He is a little loud out there. But don't just check yourself before you wreck yourself, Trucker John. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys. All right. I get it. All right, I get it. I see. I hear you. Don't need any misplaced anger or whatever they call it. Right? Am I right? I think I'm right. Let's see. Is IB YouTube in here? Someone said hi to IB YouTubing. I must have skipped IB YouTubing for some reason. I did not mean to skip you, but hello. I don't see you. Someone said hi. I have it on all messages. Sometimes that happens. I just can't see shit. You know. Sometimes it happens. It happens. Oh, there's IB YouTubing right there. Yeah, IB YouTube says with Trump's help, Putin will destroy America. Yeah, it's becoming more and more evident every day. The reason for Trump becoming president was to destroy the country. I know a lot of people have been saying that for a while, but it's just becoming more and more evident every day. Danny Pomeroy says them fuckers are all compliant and having a blank checks, and the cult businesses are involved. Yeah, all the grifting, all the shit they see. It's always projection, right? It's always projection. All the shit that they were going after the Bidens for the Biden crime family. It's the Trump crime family. They're the biggest fucking criminals. Like, was it Lawrence O'Donnell was saying? They would make Al Capone blush, you know, in comparison to how much they're stealing from the country. .007 Kevin Troll Slayer's here. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Kevin. No. Hello there. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. WW says, my sister lives in Margie's district. She will vote Dem, but most of her neighbors won't. Well, that's kind of encouraging. I'm glad your sister is voting Dem. Haven't you talked shit about your sister? You should be ashamed of yourself, Wes. She sounds like a very smart, intelligent woman. I'm glad your sister's voting Dem, surrounded by all those Republicans. WW says we need to relax until... No, we're not relaxing, dude. I'm not relaxing. Anyhow, WW says we need to relax until October. No use in getting all worried and wound up over stuff we can't control. Well, you know what? We can control some shit. We're gonna have fucking no kings. We're gonna get out in the streets, and we're gonna tell these motherfuckers that we ain't gonna take their shit. Because that's the only fucking power we have. The only fucking power we have over these motherfucking cocksuckers is that right there, is the power of the people. It's us getting up and getting out in the streets and protesting and telling them we're not going to take this shit anymore. We're not going to take your shit, Trump. We're not going to take your shit, you billionaire motherfucking pieces of shit. This is our only fucking thing we have. Is people power. And they know it. And they will get scared when they see that more and more of us the light bulb is going off in our head, that we can join together. That's what the 99% thing means. Remember the 99% movement? Remember the Occupy Wall Street? That's what that was all about. That was about the fucking people using our strength in numbers to come together and tell these motherfuckers that our numbers, our strength in numbers is greater than all your fucking money. You can flush all your money down the toilet. Once we come together, once we stand together in unity, their money means nothing. They could have all the money in the fucking world. It won't mean nothing if we can stand up together. So let's do it. I'm not going to just relax until October. James Green's here, says them GOP fucks are zero. Paul Burrow's got some power back on. Hello, Paul. Glad your power's back on. He says, for how long? Who knows? So I hope you're going to be okay over there. Oh. I got the TV on. I had it on Brett Breaks the Internet or whatever. I guess he's done. And so anyhow. It just automatically went to Tom's Refurbs. I've been watching lots of Tom's Refurbs and lots of car shows where they refurb cars. Let's see. Yeah, welcome James Green. I hope you make sure that you hit that like button, and let's see. These things are so slow. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I would really appreciate if you consider doing that. And just a real big old thank you to everybody who's here today. I do appreciate you. We got 26 watching and 36 thumbs up. So we are acting like good Democrats today. We got a huge old surplus. We're at a surplus. See, that's what happens when Democrats get together. When Democrats fucking are in power, Democrats govern. They know how to govern. They know how to operate on balanced budgets and get surpluses. Not Republicans. All they know is how to just grift and steal, strip down, destroy. That's all they do. That's all the Republicans do. And they take everything and give everything to the fucking rich. The rich don't need it, man. Fuck the rich. They don't need it. They're rich. They don't need it anymore. They're just greedy motherfuckers. Greedy motherfuckers. I hate these greedy motherfuckers. I hate them. I fucking hate them. WW, no MAGA watching. Well, you'd be surprised. I get maggots in here from time to time. WW. And, you know, if they had any balls, they'd be here. I guess, you know, MAGA, I think MAGA is pretty ballless, too, also. Bunch of ballless, little ballless people. People. Doug's here. Hey, Doug. Good to see Doug. Thanks for coming on in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you. WW says if Kamala didn't agree to run, they would have stuck with. Look, it says fuck the Democrat hierarchy. It's they're doing. Fuck you, WW. I hear people say that all the time, and you don't know that. I don't know that. No one knows. We can speculate all we want. It's just like people say, if Bernie had done this or Bernie did that or blah 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 blah, Bernie would have won. Or if Bernie, or if Hillary had chosen Bernie as her running mate instead of Dick Fuck, then Hillary would have won. We don't know that. You don't know. No one fucking knows. If Joe Biden had done this instead of doing that, Joe would have won. Joe would have beat. We don't know if Biden, if he would have stayed in. We don't fucking know. And if Kamala hadn't run and hadn't done that, you don't fucking know. So fuck you and fuck your shit. Nobody knows. All I do know is that a bunch of fucking people voted for Trump and a bunch of other fucking people didn't even vote at all. And now here we are where we are. But you don't know if they would have stuck with Uncle Joe. You don't fucking know that. Biden was looking really, really bad. Now, remember the debate? He looked like shit. Apparently he got COVID or something. I don't know. Or he was sick. Next morning, he was out campaigning and he looked fucking great. The very next morning. Remember that? But who knows? The next day he might have looked like shit again. The next debate he might have looked like shit again. And that's all people were talking about, and that's all the fucking media was talking about. Of course, it's a double standard. Donald Trump looked like shit too, but according to them, it was only Biden was the one that looked like shit. Trump looked like shit too, even back then. He looks like shit now. He actually looks like shit. I don't mean that as a euphemism or an expression of like not looking good. No, he actually looks like shit now. I think I've shit things in my toilet that look like Trump. That's what Trump looks like right now. But even back then, in 2024, the campaign, Trump wasn't looking that good either. I mean, he was slurring his speech. He was falling asleep all over the place. But that hardly got reported. Then they would make up shit about Biden and make it look like he was pointing at no people when there was actually people that he was pointing at, shit like that. So, fuck you, WW, and fuck your fucking Fox News and all that bullshit that you watch. Fuck those motherfuckers. I'm salty today. I'm salty. Danny Pomeroy, John, I rent a room if you need a place. Do you live in Las Vegas? Are you in Vegas? If you're in Vegas, I'll take you up on it. But if you're in Paducah, I'm not moving to Paducah. Paducah. Hi, Paducah. I don't know. But thanks for the offer, Danny. If you live in Vegas, yeah, I'll DM me, man. I'll fucking probably do it. WW, your fucking video. Bye. I have better places to go. Yeah, get the fuck out, motherfucker. Wait a minute. Don't go. I need a punching bag, WW. Don't you fucking know that? I need. Now who's going to be my punching bag? Nick Rich? Is Nick Rich going to be my punching bag? I don't want to make Nick Rich my punching bag. He's a valuable timekeeper. WW, just go back under the rock you crawled out from, okay? Go back under your rock. You slimy sleazeball. Is did I miss Petrazi? I guess I skipped right over Petrazi. Petrazi 1920 is here. Hey, Petrazi, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Thanks for coming on in. I'll do the driver's lounge. I do appreciate you. Troll Slayer says no snow. Says no. It says yeah no snow. No snow. No snow. No. James Green says this goes out to all good-hearted people. Many blessings. This goes out to many people. Now, what was that Yes song? All good people. Remember that one? You guys remember that one, right? Johnny Katz. Johnny Katz says, go to Florida. Hard pass. Oh, is that where Pomeroy's from? Florida? Yeah, I think I'll pass. Thanks for the offer, though. Thanks for the offer, but thanks, but no thanks. First of all, humidity. No, thank you. No, thank you. And number two, just too many weirdos. Too many weirdos there. Too many maggots. Sunny Phil says, my son is okay. That's good to know. I'm glad he's doing better. Elizabeth Martinez. Buenos dias. John, hola to all peace on Mother Earth. Thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate you coming on in. I appreciate you coming on in. Come on in, pull up a chair, grab yourself a cup of coffee. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that coffee. I hope whatever beverage you guys are drinking, you're enjoying as much as I'm enjoying this coffee right now. Kevin, 007 Kevin says, I'm a billionaire and I hate Trump. I'm a dim. If you're really a billionaire, could you donate $1 million to the Trucker John channel? Nick Rich says, thanks, John. Oh, for the cookie. That's how far behind I am. Thank the cookie. He's the one that popped in, not me. Nola Connors, $2 super sticker. Yippee, Nola Connors. Thank you so much. With the little cat sticker there. I do appreciate you, Nola Connors. Yippee, yippee, yippee. Yippee. Josh Shee says, get him some tennis balls for the walker. Actually, I call him Scrapes still. But I think he either got a new walker or he fixed it because I don't hear it scraping anymore. But he will forever be known to me as Scrapes. Liberal Dan says, I'm listening but lurking. Hey, Liberal Dan, thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Liberal Dan, busy at the grindstone, I think. Liberal Dan says, but the mods know that Trucker John is my is in my new song. Oh, really? I'll have to check that out. Definitely. I feel honored. I feel so honored. I got to tell you though, I haven't heard this song, but the one he's talking about. But you guys check out Liberal Dan, his songs. They are so poignant, and I'm not saying this is not tongue in cheek. This is not me joking. Where Liberal Dan's songs, listen to his lyrics. They're poignant. They're appropriate to the times. They're with everything that's going on. They're witty and clever, and they're just spot on. If the expression "spot on" were ever to be used, I mean, that's where you would use it. For Liberal Dan's songs, they're really spot on. They're spot on, man. They're so totally spot on. Robert President say Trucker John was the first guy ever lot lizard. No, Paul was never a lot lizard. At least to my know, Pirate Paul, you were never a lot lizard, right? He says no. He's shaking his head no. So. No. Nick Rich, 10 a.m. Checking in at 10 a.m. And then he went to take a call. But just so you know, I'm 16 minutes behind. You, Nick Rich? 16 minutes behind. Joey's got the link to the No Kings organization. You can find out where a protest is. I say we all need to get out. We all need to protest. We need to show these motherfuckers that we are pissed off. We're not going to take it. That's probably the only thing those motherfuckers fear is when we actually wake up. That's why they did this whole woke thing. That's why they, through their media outlets, have demonized anyone who has any type of awakening or awareness of what's really going on. They want to shut that shit down. That's why they do the whole woke thing, and they make it derogatory to be woke. If you ever want to know what they are afraid of, well, just look no further than this whole woke thing about how making being aware of problems or aware of the issues is turned into a bad thing. Then you know that it must be really important. Paul Burrows, I'm mad too. Eddie. Who's Eddie? I'm not going to take it anymore. We're not going to take it. Josh C. says we should have some No Tech Bros rallies too. And no media monopoly rallies. Well, we could put it all in with the same rally. Just make a sign. Robert Perez, hey Johnny, if you still have a CDL, why don't you get a temporary job with a job agency for better pay? Been waiting for tips. Number one, I do still have my CDL, but I have no desire to go to the trucking industry. And as far as what I can see, the trucking industry is falling apart, thanks to Trump. So I don't want to get a CDL job and then just sit in my truck waiting for loads or something. And who says it's better pay than waiting for tips? Who's waiting for tips? What are you talking about? The cab job is beautiful. I love the cab job. I don't know what your deal is. I don't know why you think I don't like the cab job. It's the problem with me going on right now is the fucking 4 hours a day on the bus that's killing me. The cab job itself is fine. There's no reason to leave the cab job. It's perfect. It's fucking perfect. I'm not going to get into a truck, so I can sit at a truck stop for 2 weeks like I did. That's what was happening before, you know. IB YouTubing says, did you see the interview with Doge staffer who was tasked to flag grants for DEI? He could not answer what DEI stood for. Trump admit hires morons. Well, it's morons hiring morons is what it is. And I saw some of that clip, and it was pretty apparent who they were going after. Mad Mac is here. Slava Ukraini. Absolutely. Swinging Monkey's here. I know I didn't turn on my TV down before you started screaming, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. What are you talking about? Swinner says, you still got my thumbs up. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate those thumbs ups. Parbro is, you can punch me, TJ. Oh, because I needed a punching bag, right? Wes Webb pussed out. Wes Webb pussed out. He didn't like being my punching bag. Mad Mac, owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. That's not the song I was thinking of, I don't think. What's that one? It's like, all the good people, time good people, all the good people. Looked at the lake, look at the lake. I don't know. What's that song? Crazy song. Some crazy song by Yes. Sort of monkey, I want to say something to encourage West Webb, but I blocked him for reasons that stopped me from being nice to him. You need to get the West filter. When I was doing, when I was grabbing those clips for my intro, something came up. It's called the West filter. And I think it's a filter where you can make things look like a Wes Anderson film. I think that's what it is. But, of course, my first thing is I thought, oh, I could use a West filter. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. I think we can all use a West filter. From time to time. From time to time. Paul Burrow says, I made my coffee on a wood-burning stove in my shop. Well, good for you. I know it's you've been having power issues also, but making coffee on a wood-burning stove sounds kind of cool, actually. IB YouTubing says, agree, Trucker John, it was not so much about Kamala Harris. The mainstream media was silent about Trump's failures in his first term, especially his handling of COVID, which killed many Americans. They should have just put that Bob Woodward tape on a 24/7 loop. Someone, somewhere, somehow should have done that. Where he admitted to mishandling COVID on purpose. Because to him, it's just a game. It's just about He thinks he's so smart, and he thinks if he does this, it's going to somehow help his campaign or help his presidency or whatever. He doesn't care. Does not give one fucking shit of how many people died because of that, because of his mishandling and bungling of COVID. Just as long as you know, he didn't want it to look bad, you know. Fuck Donald Trump, man. Donald Trump is like by far the worst president ever. I want to say he's the worst person ever in the world, but I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, probably some. I don't know. I guess we could put Hitler was worse, but and others probably. But my God, it's just how could we do this? How could we be so fucking stupid? And by we, I mean MAGA, and some others who didn't vote, who don't vote, or whatever. But how could we be so fucking stupid, man? And not just once, but now twice to have this motherfucker in office. Liberty says Florida has the villages, laughing out loud. Hey, I hear that's a bunch of old people giving each other STDs. Sounds like my kind of place, actually. Anyone got a room to rent there? I'm at the age where I don't care if I get an STD because, you know, my days are numbered anyhow. Jolie's got the Liberal Dan link. Check out Liberal Dan. Absolutely. Go give Liberal Dan. Show Liberal Dan some love. Go in there, give him a subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Watch those videos, like them, and comment on them. Give them thumbs ups on them, and not just to do it, but you're gonna like them. I'm telling you, you're gonna listen to those songs and watch them. And he's put them to music videos. You're gonna it's you know, it's a win-win. It helps out Liberal Dan, but also you're getting some good value there. You're getting good entertainment, and it's just not vapid entertainment. I mean, it packs a message there. So do it. Go do it. Go check out Liberal Dan. Do it right now. You can leave my channel. Go over there. Check out Liberal Dan. If you haven't liked, subscribed, or shared, do that. And watch his videos. I watch them all the time. They're really, really good. And here's Jolie's got Liberal Dan's songs on Spotify, so you can check them all out right there on Spotify. Even though I hate Spotify, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Clockwork Lemon says, "Power to the people, TJ. Preach, baby." That's right. Power of the people. Absolutely. When are we going to fucking get that through our thick heads? The only way we can beat them is if we all stand up together against them. Put our numbers, because we outnumber them fucking 1,000 to 1, if not more. Do that with our protests and do that at the fucking polling places, at the voters' booth. Make sure you're registered. Make sure you vote. For crying out loud. We've got more people who don't vote than people who do vote, and it's disgusting. And I don't want to hear any excuses. My vote doesn't count. They're all the same. Both sides are the same. All this both siderism bullshit. That should be a Liberal Dan U. Maybe you've already made one, but we need a Liberal Dan U Liberal Dan University video about the both siderism bullshit. That is some bullshit. Woo! Nothing but a bunch of bullshit. You know, all that Both sides do it, so I'm not going to vote. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. That is some bullshit. Celestial, be celestial, union busting. Thanks to Ronald Reagan, and then ever since, every Republican ever since then has just been on this demonization campaign to demonize the unions, to demonize collective bargaining. That's another thing. They don't. It's about the numbers. That unions are a great illustration of how coming together works. How it gets you out from working 12 or 14-hour days, 6 days a week with no overtime pay. You had one day off because, and the only reason they did that because they thought, that was Sunday and that was the Lord's Day or some bullshit. If it wasn't for fucking religion, you would be working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, no overtime pay, and whatever pay you did get would be shit. If it wasn't for unions, if it wasn't for collective bargaining, if it wasn't for people coming together and using that strength and unity, that strength in numbers. Mad Max says, I had my grandma's original Franklin stove. I still had to use a kettle to heat the water on the stove. It just sounds fun to me. I know it's like, oh, I got to get some wood and I got to heat the thing up. And it's like, but it just sounds like it'd be fun to do that. A Franklin stove, heat up the water and all that shit. Jolie says, PSA, Trucker John is cranky today. Please don't take it personally. William, I've seen all good people. Yeah, that's the one. I've seen all good people. I don't even know why I was even singing that one. Jolie says, I have a West filter. There you go. I need my punching bag. Tell my punching bag to come back. I need a punching bag. And I don't feel comfortable punching on anybody else. Swordner Monkey says, TJ, you need to buy a better English accent. Oh. TJ, you need to buy a better English accent. I'm pretty sure a Welshman sold it to you. Well, you know what they say about the Welsh? I don't know. What do they say about the Welsh? The Welsh. The only good Welshman was Tom Jones. Let's see here. B Celestial says some people think it was purposeful to eliminate people, the weak, the needy, the vulnerable. Some people. I've heard some people. Some people say, yeah. Some people say we need to eliminate the weak. Liberal Dad, but I don't want to F him. I was thinking more, I guess, metaphorically or something. Maybe not so literal. Unless that's your thing. Liberty says, sometimes when I try to think of what the Yes song playing is, I'll reach the conclusion in a roundabout way. In and around the lake. Paul Bros, STDU is looking for members, TJ. Welcome to STDU. Isn't that Florida State? Or is it Miami? U. That is STDU. Clockwork Lemon, your mic is taped to a chopstick. It is. This is the infamous chopstick mic. Say hello. Hello. No, not you. I meant them. Say hello to you. Oh. Okay. And now I'm going to do my ventriloquist act. How are you doing today, microphone? Oh, I'm okay. How do you like being taped to a chopstick? Oh, I don't mind. I guess there are worse things that could be happening. Do you think I should get a better system? Oh, well, they say it's not broke. Don't fix it. Anyhow, scene. Yeah, that's the chopstick mic. That's it. Be celestial, and they're scared, but there's so many of us. And that really is the only way to scare them, to get their attention, is when we rise up. So if we do no kings, and we get 20 million people, or 30 million people, or 40 million people, or 50 million people, that gets their attention, at least. And hopefully that will all translate to voting day. You know what I mean? James Green, CJ, are you thinking of the song All the Lonely People? No, I'm not. That's a Beatles song. I was thinking of a Yes song. And I think Liberal Dan already, or someone, maybe it wasn't Liberal Dan, somebody came up with it already. Sir Melky says, I'm very drunk, and I'm sticking to my story. All right, then. You do that. Sandy Full says, no matter who you vote for, that person never wins. That's a ridiculous statement, Sandy. What do you mean? I voted for lots of people that won. I voted for Bill Clinton. I voted for Barack Obama. I voted for Joe Biden. So that's not true. Mad Max says, I'll believe not enough Dems voted when it's proven to me Kamala had huge rallies while Orange Pedo had dinky ones, prove that things were not manipulated. Well, I think it's the other way around. I think you have to prove that it was manipulated. I think you have to show me the proof that things were manipulated. So far I have not seen any proof of anything being manipulated or flipped or not counted. I mean, I haven't seen anything. Because there were recounts that were done. So I don't know. I haven't seen anything. That's the one, Nola. I seen all good people turn their heads each every day, and so satisfied I'm on my way. On my way. Oh, sorry. I got into a loop. I got stuck in a loop. Paul Burrows says, this is for all. Oh, now we're doing that one. We're doing Beatles also, who think the world has passed them by. Don't give up till you. Now we're doing America. Oh, that was America. Oh yeah, that would be a good mission, because isn't there like All the lonely people, where do they all belong or come from? That's the Beatles one. And then there's America, who have this is for all the lonely people. Do, 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 do. Think the world has passed them by. Don't give up until you drink from that silver cup. Ride that highway in the sky. This is for all the lonely people. Where did they all come from? Think that life has passed them by. All the lonely people, where are they from? I don't know. I'm doing a mashup. I was trying to do a mashup. Horribly wrong. Something went horribly wrong there. Anywho, so the monkey says, chopsticks is the only thing I can play on the piano until I inherited a harmonica, and my sister got the piano. Fancy that. Speaking of fancy, where is Fancy? Where is Fancy today? Fancy that. You and the chopsticks and the piano and the harmonica. My. 007 Kevin Troslayer says, James, All the Lonely People was an old song by the Beatles. It was originally called All the Lonely People, Eleanor Rigby. Well, I guess because they kind of put those two songs together. Eleanor Rigby. Oh, and then let's do it. We could do a mashup with the Turtles. Because didn't they have an Eleanor song? Didn't they, right? What's the Turtles one? We could do a mashup with Eleanor Rigby and the Turtles one. That would be fun. That would be fun to do those mashups. If I could just remember the words and shit. Liberal Dan, sorry for being literal, Dan. Yeah. I didn't mean to actually fuck him. I mean, unless you really, that's your thing and you want to do it. But anyhow, I regressed back to that. Actually, that would be a good YouTube handle. Chopstick Mike, says Josh C's. Mad Max says, don't surround yourself with yourself. Move on back to school. Oh, this is back to yes now. Move on back to squares. Sit in instant karma. I'm losing the tune, but Mad Max says, I'm just teasing you, TJ. Oh, you might have an English accent because I think you. I was going to give you an English accent, and I think you are English. So anyhow, but I'll just go American. I'm just teasing you, TJ. You always say, show me proof, so I'm just turning it back on you. You almost got it. Clockwork Lemon? Congress and Supreme Court need to start spanking Dump's ass so hard it starts to glow shiny bright red. Well, that ain't going to happen until we win the Congress back in November, and the Supreme Court will never do it. I mean, the Supreme Court might, be able to stop some shit, but, I don't see them spanking him so hard that his ass turns right red, shiny red thingy, whatever you said. Josh C says, Lemon, if they spank him, his diaper will explode. Mad Max says, well done with the America song, TJ. You usually massacre lyrics and melody, but that one wasn't too bad. Well, thank you. Thank you. Oh. Trollslayer says, Elvis mashup with America, a horse with no name is nothing but a hound dog. I've never heard that. Did someone actually do that? This is like, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. So how would that be like? Uh, I ain't nothing but a hound dog or something. Yeah. Okay. William said Turtles had a song called Eleanor. Yeah. Eleanor. I can't talk about not knowing the tune and shit. But you could do it. I'm sure someone more talented than I could do a mashup between Eleanor Rigby and Eleanor. I don't know. When I was a little kid, I mean, this is when the mid '60s, the Turtles, they had theirs. I was just a dumb little kid. I thought the Turtles songs were Beatles songs. Same way with fucking Kinks. There was a couple Kinks songs that later on, as I got older, I was like, oh, that's not the Beatles. I guess my point is that the Turtles and the Kinks and the other bands were just ripping off the Beatles. Don't get me started. I was just starting to get into a good mood, and now I'm getting cranky again. Oh yeah, here we go. Mad Mac. Here's the Eleanor song. It's like Eleanor. Wait, yeah. What's the tune? Gee, I think you're swell. Yeah, yeah. And you really do me well. You're my pride and joy, etc. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Eleanor, do, 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 do. That's it. Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. They had some of that in there, like woo-hoo-hoo, woo-hoo-hoo. Hard day's night. No. Yeah, I think I had the little 45 of that. And I still thought it was a Beatles song. No, I wasn't that stupid. I think at some point I figured it out. Because it said Turtles on there. Eleanor, gee, I think you're swell. And you really do me well. You're my pride and joy, etc. I'm just kidding. Liberal Dan says for the Queen to use do 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 do. I don't know that one. And I didn't say all the do-do-dos. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Sweetie Monkey says, true story. I have a signed white album, first edition. My mom signed it as hers during the divorce. It's not priceless, but worth something to me. And fuck you, Surrender Monkey. I know I'm doing perfect fucking English accent. And I'm not racist. That's Surrender Monkey says Norwegian Wood is the best song they have. Kinks are okay. I always thought Norwegian Wood was really weird. Like, it sounds like a song about a boner or something. Which, hey, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. I go. Sandyfold says, TJ, how come you don't eat your dinner in the cab and no longer do live streams in your cab? Because I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. I feel like just working, concentrating on working. Maybe I'll do one, but I just want to work. Mad Max says you used to play. I used to play. I didn't used to play. You used to play. Mad Max says I used to play Norwegian Wood, meld it into Blackbird when I played guitar regularly. Blackbird, singing in the dead of night. Take your broken wings and learn to fly. I don't know. I'm not good at lyrics, memorizing lyrics. Blackbird, fly. Fly, etc., etc., etc. No. Blackbird. That's a good. I like that. That's a George Harrison song, right? I like Blackbird. But I'm terrible. I know Liberal Dan knows every fucking word of Blackbird, and he probably hasn't heard Blackbird in 25 years, if ever. But even if he hasn't ever heard the song, I know that Liberal Dan knows every fucking word of that song. I'm jealous of people who can do that shit. Anyhow, Jolie says, Trucker John, this thing here, Trucker John has channel memberships. Yes, we do. They start off at $1.99 a month. Where else can you get this kind of entertainment for $1.99 a month? You get all this saltiness, crankiness, musical mashups for $1.99 a month. And we have the Super Chats, which today we are 0 for 5 on the goal. It makes me sad. You can also support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. That makes me happy if you do that. Or you can buy me a coffee at the Buy Me a Coffee link, because you know I like coffee. And I also have the PayPal. And you can donate there, PayPal. Somebody did a weird thing. I don't know if someone hacked my account. Do you guys know anyone named Sarah Micklin or something like that? I sure don't. But anyhow, the other day, it showed that, and PayPal's weird. It doesn't really, I don't really understand what was happening. But it says a charge has been made against your account, or the charge has been, I don't know, accepted or something. I don't remember the exact wording. But it was trying to say like there was a charge of $500 or something like that. But then they deposited 1 cent to my account. They didn't take out $4.99. Nothing was taken out. But so the wording's weird. Somehow it's 1 cent was added to my account. I think it's some attempt for someone trying to get into my account or something. So I reported it both on the phone to some dude from India that I could not understand. So he ended up hanging up on me because I kept saying, I cannot understand you. Can you get someone else on the phone? I'm sorry, but I can't, because he was definitely some dude from India, their customer service. This is on PayPal. Then I ended up going through, they have a chat thing where you can do chat, and anyhow, and I ended up filing a claim or saying, I don't know who this person is. I don't know anything about this charge. And then a couple days later, they came back saying we resolved it. We didn't find anything. There's no nothing. There's nothing here. There's nothing wrong or something. And I just wrote them back saying, okay, I still don't know. I just want you to know. I don't know who this person is. I don't know what this charge is. I don't know nothing about that. So you can say whatever you want in this supposed resolution of this claim, but I don't know this person, and I did not authorize this. And then I went ahead, and then there's a thing where you can block the person. So I blocked that person. But so I don't know. PayPal is weird. I mean, PayPal has been good. You guys, there's a lot of you guys. You came, helped me out through a real rough spot, and you used PayPal, and that all worked. But then now there's just something where someone is trying to get. I have my PayPal link right here, so anyone can could link to it and go to it. I guess there's someone who tried to do something that looks fishy. So, but I still don't know. And PayPal, they're whoever looked into that, they don't know what they're doing either. I don't think, because it was a weird response. Anyhow, you can still use it though if you want to donate to the channel. Mad Max says, I once had a girl. Oh, this is Norwegian Wood, yeah. Or should I say, I forget the exact tune. She once had me. She showed me her room. Isn't it good, Norwegian Wood? Yeah, see, the guy had a boner. He went in the room and popped a boner. He's like, oh, I think I'm about to get laid. We're going to the room. Lillicons, I'm so confused. Oh, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Josh C says apparently someone crashed a car into a synagogue in Michigan and shots were fired. Ugh. That doesn't sound good. Troll Slayer said, man, back another boner song, Little Richard, My Ding-a-ling. Well, that was Chuck Berry, My Ding-a-ling. Little Richard was like Double-a-ding-dong or something like that. I don't know. Woke Mike says there's a new song out called FDJT. FDJT. Shirley Monkey says morning has broken. Who sang that? I'm very weird about how much I love it. Morning is broken. Was that Joe Cocker or somebody? I don't know. What? James says Paul wrote Blackbird? I thought that was a George Harrison song. I stand corrected. Mad Max says Paul McCartney wrote Blackbird. He was inspired by J.S. Bach's in E minor, which was jazzed up and played on flute by Jethro Tull, and just called and now you know the rest of the story. Why did all these years, did George sing it? Maybe George just sang it. And I just thought that George only sang his songs. I thought Ringo just sang the Ringo songs. I thought George just sang the George songs. And then Paul and John sang the John and Paul songs. And usually whoever did the lead, most of the lead singing in those songs is probably the one who really wrote most of that song. But they put their names, together on everything. I don't know. Noah Connor says, TJ, I got hacked too. Had to go to the bank and change everything. Mr. Spock is here. Live long and I can't do this with my left hand at all. Look at that. That's like a... that's not even close. Unless I'll put it over there like that. There. Just pretend like I'm doing it. Oh yeah, Cass Stevens, that's right, Mad Mac. Morning has broken. Does anyone have any tape? Isn't that how it goes? Mad Mac, good golly, Miss Molly, double-a-ding-dong. Sandy folks, did they take money out of your account? No, I very clearly said no, that they did not. They added a penny to my account. Somehow they added a penny. But it said there was like a $500 charge or something. But they added a penny to my account. Yeah, but no, nothing was taken out. But still, it's... I don't know. It does kind of make me want to just shut the whole thing down because I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And PayPal, their customer service was not helpful at all. And I filed a claim on it, and they said nothing was wrong. So, I don't know. James Green, Paul's saying it. So I was just wrong. Blackbird, I'm pretty sure. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I thought George Harrison sang that. Are you guys sure? I'm beginning to think you guys are punking me. You guys punking me? That doesn't even sound like Paul. It sounds like George. Mad Max says, nope, George didn't sing it. Paul did. George wrote the most beautiful love song ever written. Something. That is a beautiful song. And I love the guitar. It's almost like a slide guitar or something. I don't know, but I love that. The whole. I do love something. But all these years, I thought I saw George. I thought I saw a video or something of, from that day, not like anything like afterward, but from the Beatles when they were together. I thought I thought I saw George singing it. I thought I saw George. Now I feel all discombobulated. I feel as though my world has been rocked. Josh C says the best version of Blackbird, in my opinion, is the Jaco Pastorius instrumental. I have no idea who that is, and I really have no interest in a instrumental version of Blackbird. I think it defeats the purpose. Jolie says, I love my bank. I order stuff online all the time. My debit card routinely gets hacked. I dispute it. My bank refunds it and prints me a new debit card on the spot. Credit unions are the best banks. They are. Credit unions, if you can get to a credit union, go there. They're much better than banks. Woke Mike's got to get back to work. All right, Woke Mike, thanks for coming in. I do appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. For a little bit. For a little bit. For a little bit. For a little bit. William says John and Paul's names appeared as writers on the songs because that was how the publishing company Northern Songs was set up, and that was their decision. Jolie says I'm usually high. When I do so, I forget what I ordered. Deliveries are always like Christmas. My daughter will come in with a package and ask what I ordered. I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. Liberal Dan says Blackbird was written by Paul. It was about Coretta Scott King. All right. I get it. Okay, I was wrong. Jesus Christ. All right. It was written by Paul. About the widow of Martin Luther King Jr. All right, I get it. Liberal Dan says something is one of my go-to songs at karaoke. Oh, I could just see old Liberal Dan singing that. Sing it like Louis Armstrong next time. I don't know. I was going to try to do that. How would Louis Armstrong sing it? Be like, something in the way. I can't do Louis Armstrong. It's like, hello, Dolly. Was that a song? Like, something in the way she moves. I cannot do Louis Armstrong. Bo-do-do-do-do-do-do. Moves me like no other lover. I don't know who that is, but that's not Louis Armstrong. Troll Slayer, I thought Anne Murray did Blackbird. She may have covered it. Probably 1 million people have covered it. You know what I mean? Probably 1 million people have covered that one. Here we are talking about music. Anna Moore would be proud. I don't know where Anna is today, but she does love it when we talk about music. I do see Boston Brian's coming on, or is on right now. So we might be throwing it over to Boston Brian in a little bit here. Bill Carnes, what about Sir Paul's Bluebird from Wings Over America? I've listened to Wings Over America. I remember I used to listen to it all the time, but I don't remember that song. I really loved Baby I'm Amazed on that. Wasn't that on that? Wasn't that on Wings Over America? See, I don't even trust myself now because so far I've botched everything regarding music and who did what and who sang what. I think I've botched everything. But I thought Wings Over America, wasn't that like a double live album? And I'm pretty sure they did Baby I'm Amazed. And I think that was my favorite song on that whole double live album. It was just a great rendition of Baby I'm Amazed. Baby, I'm amazed at the way you make me feel. Something like that. I usually know one line of the song, and that's about it. I don't remember Mr. Bluebell or whatever. No, what'd you call it? Bluebird? I don't remember that one. I do remember Baby I'm Amazed, but it probably wasn't even on that album because I'm so discombobulated. Mad Mac, and I think to myself, what a wonderful. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, not Hello Dolly, or maybe he did do that. And I think to myself, so yeah, would it be like something in the way? I cannot do a Louis Armstrong. Something in the way she moved. Moves me like no other lover. I don't know. I cannot do it. I cannot do a Louis Armstrong. But now I fully expect on the next Liberal Dan show, Liberal Dan singing something, the Beatles song Something, in the voice of Louis Armstrong. Come on, Dan. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Senior Monkey says, my dad used to go from the Beatles to Jethro Tull to Steely Span. You mean Steely Dan? I don't know. I miss getting fucked up with him, but cherish my memories. Oh, a family that gets fucked up together gets fucked up together. I don't know. Bad Mac, Wings Over America was live, wasn't it? I did say that it was. I did. That's one thing I did say that might be right today regarding music. I said that it was live. Troll Slayer called Maybe I'm Amazed. See, I like Baby I'm Amazed better. I'm gonna have to call up Paul and tell him, you know what, Baby I'm Amazed would be better. But actually, I'm sure Maybe I'm Amazed fits better overall. Maybe I'm Amazed. I like Baby I'm Amazed. Baby, I'm amazed. Come on, Paul. You're supposed to be a musical genius. And Trucker John has better lyrics than you? Come on, man. Come on, man. That's my Joe Biden. Come on, man. Sandy says, TJ, don't bother with the other live stream. Just worry about yours being on. Sandy Folds, for one thing, I will do what I want to do. We're about 2 hours in. I'm going to be ending the show in a few minutes. Regardless of whoever else is on, I'm just saying, when we end, we can send people over there. Mrs. Spock, tour as one-line wonder. Yeah. I could just do a whole, like a million songs where I just do one line and that's it. Sort of like it says, oh my gosh, TJ, listen to Jethro Tull up the pool. That's what I sound like. I'm speaking like Jethro Tull right now. Don't you know, man? This is exactly how Jethro Tull speaks. He speaks like this. Hello, my name's Jethro Tull. I play the flute in a rock band. Believe it or not. I know it's hard to imagine that a flautist could be such a big rocker as myself. But I do offer a bit of a unique sound, you must admit. Who else plays flute in a goddamn rock band? No one. Just me, Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull, yes. With my flute. Me and my flute. I'm Jethro Tull. I'm Jethro Tull. Yeah, that's me, Jethro Tull, in case you didn't know. The flautist. Yes. Great. Some people consider me a musical genius. Actually, it did take a bit of genius to actually make money off of that shit with the flute. I mean, who the hell else could go and make millions of dollars with a flute and a rock band on a rock stage? No one but I, the great Jethro Tull. Yeah. See there? Josh C. Now, I guess now, am I doing requests now from the audience? Just Josh C. says, sing something in Elvis voice. Love me tender, love me true. Maybe, baby, I'm amazed. Something in the way I think Elvis did cover something, by the way. Something in the way she moves. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh, thank you very much. I've left the building. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank all you hound dogs out there. I want to thank all you hound dogs. Because you ain't nothing but a bunch of hound dogs just laying around, just sleeping all the time. Thank you very much, all you hound dogs out there. That's right, I am the fat Elvis. I'm the fat old Elvis. Elvis lives right here on the Trucker John channel. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here, everybody. And now I'm going to sing some more something. Something in the way she moves. Do. I have to do my own musical part too, because I don't have the band here with me. Well, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. James Green says, Trucker John, it was great hanging out with you and all the great chatters. Many blessings. Hey, James Green, please come back. Right now, we're basically doing Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. As soon as I get a car and it'll free up some more time, we can do more days. Right now, Trucker John live stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. I was saying 11 a.m., but then the last two shows I've started them at 9 a.m., so hit the notification bell, I guess, and just be on the lookout. Bolo this bitch. Just bolo this bitch, because I don't know. I'm discombobulated. Today's show brought to you by the word discombobulated. I am discombobulated. But thanks for being here, James. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share. Bring all your friends with you. Don't come alone. From now on, everyone bring a friend. I want everyone who comes in here, bring a friend with you. Nola Carnes says, I better take a couple aspirin. Oh, I hope, yeah, take some aspirin. Sort of Monkey says, now this is in quotes, so I don't know if this is Jethro Tull or what, but he says, I'm going up the pool from down the smoke below to taste me mom's jams sarnies and to see my auntie Flo. I didn't even know why I read that. That sounded nasty and dirty. Troll Sayer says, Fancy already made you a singer. She did. She's made some videos of me, of an AI version of me with an AI version of my voice. Mr. Spock says it's 420 alert. He's on 420 alert. Well, I think you got 8 minutes. And it won't even be 420, but it'll be 20 after the hour. 20 after the hour in about 8 minutes. Thank you very much. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. We're coming up on 20 past the hour, and for all you dope smokers out there, that means you can smoke some dope. Thank you very much. Sunnyfold says you should always have your live stream on Fridays. Friday. Well, tomorrow's Friday. Maybe I can work in a Friday. I might be able to work in a Friday. Be on the lookout. Like I said, bolo this bitch. Maybe tomorrow's Friday, right? It's today Thursday, so I might do a Friday. We'll see. But all I do know is that Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I'm going to try to make sure I do those. And then be on the lookout. Maybe we will pop in on Friday. Maybe. James Green says, indeed, smart thing to do. Mr. Spock, I guess, about hitting that pipe. Or whatever it is you guys do. I don't know. You dope smokers. Mad Max says, I'm back. I'm back from making a new cup of coffee. I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back. I like Aerosmith. I like 70s Aerosmith way better than any other Aerosmith, by the way. James Green, weed. We don't call it dope, Trucker John. We call it weed. All right. All you weed smokers out there. You weed smokers. It's almost 420 somewhere. It's got to be 420 somewhere. Weed. Must smoke weed. I must smoke some weed now. I cannot function without weed. Weed kills the pain, the pain, the pain, the pain. Weed kills the pain. I need my weed to kill the pain. I need my weed to kill the pain. Sir Monkey, I blinded myself twice last week with Carolina Reaper chilies. Mr. Spock. Fascinating. Mad Mac. And this is back to the Cat Stevens song, I believe. And if I ever lose my mouth, all my teeth, north and south, if I ever lose my mouth, I won't have to talk. I won't have to talk. I won't have to talk no more. I won't have to talk no more. I won't have to talk no more. Baba-lama ding dong. This show has devolved into just rambling nonsense. Welcome to the Trucker John live stream. Rambling nonsense coming your way. I'm a rambling kind of guy. Rambling. Why is it against the law to rob a bank? No, what was it? What was Steve Miller? Steve Martin. Steve Martin, whatever. Your Honor, I forgot. Anyhow, Everett Sausers, DJ, keep your day job. Absolutely, Everett. Thank you for being here, by the way. Absolutely. Keep the day job. Mad Mac, it's a bloody good show today. Bloody good show. It's a bloody good show today. Yeah. Everett, how much is diesel? I don't know, but I know gas prices are crazy. Just last week, it was $3.39. That I saw yesterday, it was like here in Vegas, I think like $4.69, $4.79. Diesel, I think, is over. It might be over $5. I don't know. I don't buy diesel anymore, but it's crazy. Thanks, Trump. And thank you, Everett, for getting us off the fun musical stuff. Now we're back into bashing Trump. Thank you, Everett. Troll Slayer, Mad Mac, I'm blinded by the light. I'm wrapped up like a deuce. Another runner for the night. Blinded by the light. Mama always told me not to look into the sun, but Mama, that's where the fun is. Don't quit your day job, Trucker John. I feel like I'm coming down off of a high or something. And I didn't do anything. I didn't do edibles. All I had was coffee. Drushy's going to make some lunch. Everett Tauscher says, wow. Wow. Yeah, the gas prices are spiking. Doug says weed's cheap now, though. So we got, at least you got that. You got cheap weed. Gas prices might be through the roof, but hey, man. At least you got cheap weed. Stephanie B, hey Steph, says it's $4.99. That would be in the Central Valley of California. $4.99 out there. Thanks, Stephanie, for popping in. I appreciate you. Mr. Spock says weed is free in New Spockland. Oh, really? Weed's a cash crop. Why? What are you, crazy? Mad Mac, my eyes are blind, but I can see. Apparently a Black Sabbath song. Don't forget Alice in Chains. Are we doing like blind songs? What was that one? Like, can you sew them shut? Well, that like, well, I don't know. Everett says you're high on life. Yes, I'm high on life. Everett, you got taxed weed. Mad Mac. No, now we're doing the Who, Tommy. He's deaf, dumb, and blind kid. I think it's he sure plays a mean pin ball. From Brighton down, because I think Soho might be in the lyrics. From isn't it like from Brighton down to Soho? He's played every amusement hall, something like that, right? He's a deaf, dumb, and blind kid. Sure plays a mean pinball from Soho down to Brighton. He's played every amusement hall. I think I actually knew 2 lines. That I'm quite proud of myself. I may have memorized 2 lines from the bloody song. From that bloody Who song. I'm free. But that was my favorite song on the Tommy soundtrack is I'm free. And freedom I don't know if I'm getting the lyrics right. Isn't it? And freedom taste of reality. I'm free. I'm free. I like that song. That's my favorite song on the Who, on the Tommy. Either the Tommy album or this Tommy soundtrack. And I can't remember the words. Yeah, Man in the Box from Alice in Chains, yes. Something about sewing his eyes shut. Rubbing them in shit or something. Rubbing his nose in shit or spit if you get the radio edit. Mrs. Spock, Ashley costs about $200 on average every year. Last year got about 3.5 to 4 pounds. Dealing in poundage. Settyfold says you're high on coffee, TJ. Troll Slayer, TJ, I'm not in a box. No, but Alice in Chains guy is, who's dead now, but I guess he is in a box. Wasn't it like Staley? Deuce? I don't know. Ace Staley? I don't know. Whatever his name was. James Green says, Trucker John, it is my med after 4,600 pound power plant. Oh, fell on me, almost killing me, sir. I am glad to be coming back to chill with you and the folks. I know. I'm a dick. I make fun of the weed smokers. And I know that cannabis is probably in a lot of circumstances a much better alternative than pharmaceuticals for pain management. I acknowledge that, and I'm a dick. All right? I'm a dick. Mad Mac, the Bally King. Yeah, from Tommy. I liked the music, the actual movie soundtrack to Tommy. I liked that better than the original Tommy that the Who put out, years before the movie, years and years. They had the Tommy album. I like the movie soundtrack better. I think I love Tina Turner's version of what's the song she does? Acid Queen, right? She does Acid Queen. I thought Elton John did a great version of Pinball Wizard, right? Yeah, he did the Pinball Wizard song. Pinball, the one that we've been doing. I thought Elton John knocked that out of the park. I love I'm Free. I think the version that Roger Daltrey does and the Who that did in the movie, it sounds better than the original to me. That's just me. What do you guys think? You guys are apparently music aficionados. What do you like better, the original Tommy or the movie soundtrack? I personally like the movie soundtrack better. Yeah, Soho down to Brighton. He must have played them all or something like that. Yeah, Mad Max, 2 lines. Woohoo! Sadie Fultz is asking Josh what kind of dog he has. What kind of dog you got? Everett, he stands there like a statue. Yeah, this is all the Pinball Wizard lyrics coming out here. Becomes part of the machine. Yeah. Feeling all the bumpers, always playing clean. Yeah, he's not going to tilt. Tommy ain't going to tilt that bitch. He don't need to. Tommy's like fucking the man. Yeah, never tilts at all. Yeah, never tilts. That's how you get all and then amusement hall, right? See how that goes? See how that works? Sadie Foles says Lady in Red's a good song. The Lady in Red. That is a good song. It's not really my style of music, but that is a good song. It was a big hit too. Whoever did that like little French dude or whatever, that was a huge motherfucking song. I'll tell you that much for sure. He's still making money off that probably if he's still alive. I don't even know. Mad Max says I got to meet Daltrey at the premiere of the movie Tommy. Really? I worked at a record store that was promoting it. Well, that's exciting. I think that's exciting. Was he a dick? He had a big dick. We all know that Roger Daltrey is notorious. I think between him and what's his face from Zeppelin, weren't they like in a sort of a big dick contest or something? Anyhow, why did I go there? Why do I gotta ruin it? Why do I gotta ruin it? We're having a good conversation about songs and music and lyrics, and I gotta bring up dicks. Did you guys ever see Superbad? Anyhow, I'm all over the place today. I'm all over the place, man. Man, I'm all over the place. The Candyman can. Who can take the sunshine? Sprinkle it with love. Probably the worst Sammy Davis Jr. impression you're ever going to see. Ever? Can you sew them shut? Yeah, now we're going back to Alice in Chains. Well, what, is he saying Jesus Christ? And that, because I'm always singing like, Jesus Christ. Can you sew them shut? I don't even know. I guess I just make up shit. If I can't understand the lyrics, which is most of the time, I guess I'm just sort of I'm winging it. I'm winging it, folks. Sandy Foles says there's a song called Spooky. Yeah, that's a good song too. I think it's from the 60s. That's a good one. Sweaty Monkey says best song ever written. Never heard of it. I ain't never heard of it. I ain't never heard of it. Oh, Mad Mac, I love the Anne Margaret baked bean scene. Oh, I just watched Tommy. Actually, it's probably been like last year. It popped on I think on YouTube. You know how they have movies? Sometimes a movie will pop on, and it was Tommy. And I hadn't watched Tommy probably since the 70s when it came out. And yeah, the Anne Margaret scene brought back a lot of memories for me. I'm like, oh my God, she was so hot and sexy. But that was a great scene. That's all I'm going to say about that. Everett says Elton John saying Pinball Wizard. I do believe I said that. Now, I might be behind in the chat. You may have put that in before I said it. Mad Max says Tina Turner looked so hot in the movie. She did. Tina Turner looked hot. Anne Margaret looked hot. Roger Daltrey looked hot. Elton John looked goofy as shit, like usual. But still, we love Elton, don't we? Sandy Foles says the government should never have made weed legalized. Oh, Sandy, you're not gonna garner much favor in this crowd with that statement. Yeah, Everett says the Who version of Pinball Wizard is great too. Yeah, I agree. The original version of that is really good too. That's one of the ones where you could probably go either way, but I like the Elton John one. Probably just as equally as good as the Who one. But I do think that some of the songs in the soundtrack it just sounds better. Not necessarily, well, maybe because it was different people singing them, and it just seemed like they were arranged a little bit differently, or maybe they were kind of tightened up a little bit for the movie, you know, and it just made them sound a little not so drawn out. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but I just like the soundtrack version better overall. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean the first one or the original one wasn't good too, or great, you know. It's kind of a classic, you know. So Tommy says I don't enjoy any of his songs. I don't know why. Fuck Tommy. Are you talking who's his? Because we were talking about groups primarily. Unless you were talking about Elton John, I don't know who you're talking about. Sammy Davis Jr. I don't know. Surrender Monkey, Chris de Burgh. Was that the one who did Lady in Red? Lady in Red. That was a big, huge song, and like I said, that's not really my thing, but I acknowledge it's a good song. It's a good song. It's a good pop song, you know. Mad Max says, no, he was brilliant. Very cool. I'm not sure, again, because I'm kind of behind in the chat, and I'm not sure. Are we talking about Chris de Burgh? Are we talking about Trucker John? I don't know. It could be either. I don't know. Everett Tauscher says, I bought a book about The Who at a school book fair. Wow. Wow. Stephanie B says, Sandy, I'm really happy you had nothing to do with weed being legalized. Now, it still hasn't been legalized at the federal level. It's only been legalized at state levels, by the way. Until it gets removed from that Schedule 3 or Schedule C or Schedule whatever it is, it's still not legal at the federal level. As far as I know. But what do I know? Sandy Foltz, I can't stand the smell of weed. It makes me sick. I hear you, Sandy. I kind of hear you on that. Especially when it's that really skunky smell. The skunk bud weed. Yeah, I hear you, man. I think it's just like cigarettes. Like people who smoke cigarettes, they don't realize how fucking awful they smell. But if you're a non-smoker, you fucking smell it. Kind of the same thing with pot. You know? Everett Tauscher, I'll never forget the Candyman Summer. Who can take the sunshine? Now you had Sammy Davis Jr., but then the actual guy who wrote it, what was his name? He was an English dude, right? Big Broadway guy. I think he wrote the play or whatever that it was from. Was that from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Oh, that might have been Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But anyhow, that guy wrote it, the old English guy. And then Sammy Davis did it. Became a hit all over again. Yeah, there it is. Jesus Christ, deny your maker. So that is in the Alice in Chains. Jesus Christ, deny your maker. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, thank you very much. If only Elvis had been smoking the weed a little bit more and a little bit less of them pills. If only Elvis maybe had been more of a pothead instead of a pillhead. Oh, he might be around today. We could enjoy his 90-year-old ass. If it wouldn't been for them damn pills. Oh, them pills. God damn it. Jolie says, Sandy, I can't stand the smell of certain foods being cooked, but I don't think those foods should be illegal. I just don't cook those things at my house. But the thing, Jolie, that is problematic if you live in an apartment building and you've got people smoking the weed, it gets into your apartment. That's an issue. Although it's been a very small issue. I mean, it doesn't really happen that often. Right? I like since I've lived here, I think I've smelled some pot maybe twice, and not actually in my unit though, like just from walking around. So maybe that's a bad example, but I mean, I think the bottom line is people who smoke pot or even cigarettes or even whatever should be aware of the fact that their smoke stinks and that it floats around and it floats around into other people's abodes. And it can get into, if you're sharing like air ducts and shit, which I don't think these units do. These have separate, each unit has its own separate air conditioning and heating unit. So we're not really connected that way with air ducts. So that's a good thing. Mad Max, sorry, was talking about Daltrey. Oh, that, okay, about Daltrey. What'd you say? He was a genius or something like that? What did you say about Daltrey, Mad Mac? I'm backing up. I don't know. We're doing lyrics. Yeah, you got to meet Daltrey. And then you said Anne Margaret. You loved Anne Margaret. Who didn't? Yeah, and what else did you say? No, he was brilliant. Okay, talking about Daltrey. I guess brilliant in the sense of, like when I first read that, I took that like you were talking about some dude who was a genius. But I understand that England people use the term brilliant to mean like really cool sometimes or really good. Harry Potter says brilliant all the time, right? Oh, brilliant! All right, so you're talking about Daltrey. And then Live at Leeds is one of your favorite Who albums. I like the Who. They were good. They're the big four, man. The big four to me from the English Invasion. Here's my big four. Of course, Beatles, Stones, the Who. Definitely those three. Beatles, Stones, Who, or the Who. And then I always put Zeppelin in there, even though they came a little bit later. But they all had roots, I think, in earlier bands. But Zeppelin was more very into the 60s, and I think of them more as a 70s band, rock band. But I still kind of put the Who in with my big four of the big English bands that were really big and instrumental in shaping the rock music scene. But for sure, so I guess instead of, okay, I think can we pretty much agree Beatles, Stones, Who, pretty much? Can we, for the most part, can we pretty much agreed. Those were the big three. And for that fourth spot, I mean, who are you going to put in? A fucking Kinks or something? Fucking the Moody Blues? Who are you going to put in? Fucking Dave Clark 5? I mean, who's the fourth one? If it's not Zeppelin, is it going to be you know, who the fuck else? You know, Jerry and the Manhandlers or whatever. Who's the fourth? Who would be the fourth? As far as if we're doing like a top, not top four, the big four English wave, or the English invasion. Okay, Beatles, Stones, Who. That's I'm sticking with that. We got one spot open. I've always put Zeppelin in there, but like I said, I think of them as more of a '70s band, even though their first album was probably in '68 or '69. I can't put the Kinks in there. To me, the Kinks are just a Beatles ripoff. I mean, they're good, but they're not the Beatles. Who would be if we're trying to do a big four, and if it's not Zeppelin, Cream? No. For the Beatle invasion, I can't think of it. I can't think of a. I know there's some bands that were big and had some big songs, but they're not really sort of these sort of movers and shakers of the Beatles, Stones, and Who were. I mean, yeah. Chitty Chitty Bang was Ian Fleming. Yeah, the movie. I was talking about the Candyman song, and the guy I think wrote a lot of those songs. Anthony Newley. There you go. That's it, Mad Mac. Anthony Newley. Everett Tauscher said the Beatles visited Elvis. They dropped acid before they arrived. Sweetie Monkey says this is why FBI thinks Trucker John isn't normal. Mr. Spock, pot smell is subjective. Some people like it. Yeah, the people who smoke pot all the time. But I guarantee, I bet you, if you, let's say for some reason you quit smoking pot and you weren't around it anymore, and it had been a while, a few months or a year, and you haven't smoked pot, you haven't had it around you, and then all of a sudden you go around with a bunch of people smoking pot, you're probably going to go, oh my God, that shit does stink. You've just gotten used to it, Mr. Spock. Just the same way with smokers. They don't realize how offensive they are with their smelling like tobacco all the time. You don't, until they quit. And then they're like, oh, shit. Now I see what you mean. Jolie says, in my daughter's apartment, you can smell what the neighbors are cooking. Same inconvenience. I stand by my statement. Well, the thing is, people got to eat, but people don't got to smoke pot. And I know we can talk about pain management, and it's better than taking pills and shit like that. But I don't know. You can find I think people can find ways of getting cannabis without it wafting through the apartment building. But people, as far as food, people got to eat. Mad Max says, I agree with your 4, TJ. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Doug says, eat gummies. Yeah, exactly. Eat gummies. Tauscher says, Zepp. Pink Floyd. Yeah, and Pink Floyd, they were around in the 60s, but I kind of think of them as a 70s band, too. Like, they really didn't, I don't think they really caught on big until, Dark Side of the Moon, which was around 72. Deep Purple. Yeah, they were big. Yeah, I don't know if I'd put them as my like big 4, but yeah, that's a pretty good one. Mr. Monkey's Still I Span. Is that like a Steely Dan tribute band? Dave Clark 5. Uh, yeah, that's who I said. Sunny Falls, my son Patrick's 31, and my daughter would have been turned 36, but she died at age 3 weeks. She had a bad heart. Yeah, I remember you talking about that, Sandy, and it's really sad. Mad Matt Queen would be a good fourth band. Again, I don't see them as being like the big four, like English invasion type stuff from the 60s. Queen is like a 70s. I think, they're more of a 70s band. Everett Tauscher says, I quit smoking pot 6 years ago and I hate the smell now. Serena Monkey says, Roger Daltrey and Pink Floyd can fuck all the way off, just garbage music. By Roger Daltrey, do you mean solo? Or are you talking about The Who? I'm sure several million people would disagree with you because The Who have sold how many millions and millions and millions of records, for one thing. Same way with Pink Floyd. Millions and millions and millions and millions of records they've sold. So I think there's a lot of people that would disagree with you, myself included. The Who and Pink Floyd definitely got to be in my top 20, if not top 10, of all-time bands, rock bands. Joey says, people don't have to eat food that stinks up the apartment. They could eat something else. I can do this all day, John. Yeah, I think it's kind of circular logic now. Circular argument, but I think that I think there's a difference between food and pot, okay? Here's a little thingy that it came off of my camera stand here. It broke in half. Just before the show started. So if all of a sudden the camera falls, it's because this thing broke. I think I don't know. There's something. I think there's something different about food and pot. Okay. Food is sustenance. You can say they can cook something else, but I think it's different than pot. Pot isn't food. Because I've smelled other people's cooking before, and where at first it is kind of like, whoa, wow, what are they cooking? A bunch of fish or something? I don't know. But then within a few minutes, I kind of get used to it, and it doesn't bother me. But pot, that doesn't happen. I don't get used to it all of a sudden and go, oh, yeah. Mad Mac, didn't you see Live Aid? Queen was the most popular band. Yeah, that was in the 80s. I'm talking about the big four from the 60s, big four English bands that were part of this English invasion to America and really shaped the music scene for the entire decade of the 60s and maybe even going into the early 70s or even lasting longer than that. Queen is a great band, one of my favorite all-time bands. They're a 70s band. Live Aid was in the mid-80s. So it's not even what I'm talking about. Mad Mac, that's why I don't eat onions. They smell like greasy old bus mechanic's body odor. Black. See, I've never had that. I've never been a really big onion fan myself. As I've gotten older, I've been eating more onions. I think because my taste buds, are half dead, half gone. As we get older, our taste buds die. So onions aren't as, I find myself eating more onions or not caring about eating onions or whatever. But even when I was younger, I never thought they smelled like a greasy old bus mechanic's body odor, or I never thought they smelled bad. I really didn't. I just didn't like that. I think it was more of the texture, and some of the taste, because that's when I had baby taste buds and young taste buds. And how they were prepared had a lot to do with it. I don't remember them smelling bad though. Sandy Full says Billy Joel has good. Billy Joel's great. Billy Joel's great. That's a wing nut. Yeah, yeah. My wing nut broke. I guess I could get a new wing nut. Sandy Falls, TJ, the place you live at, can you smell other tenants cooking food? I don't smell it here. When I was at the University Gardens, the place I got evicted from, so that would be like 2 apartments ago. I could sometimes smell food, but not really in my apartment. Just if I was walking in the courtyard, and sometimes I could smell people if they had their doors open, because people want to, they want to have doors open. It's nice out, or windows open, or whatever. And sometimes I could smell it, but I didn't smell it like coming through my apartment. And here I don't. I haven't smelled anything. Like I said, these units don't really share vents, like air vents. We all have our own separate air conditioning and heating units. And the only vent is in the bathroom, because you have to have I guess it's a law, they have to have a vent, but that's just like a little air vent that probably just goes straight up a chute up to the ceiling or something. I don't think we have any shared air vents in these units. So I haven't really noticed anything here. Jolie says, I was cat sitting my grandkitties a few months ago and staying at my daughter's apartment. One of the neighbors cooked something that actually made me nauseous. I left the apartment for a couple hours. What the fuck were they cooking that made you nauseous? Okay, now I will admit, okay, sometimes there are, I think maybe it's Asian people or maybe it's Persian people. I don't know. They do cook certain things that I think have a lot of maybe garlic or something. I don't know. Because there are some strong odors that I haven't smelled it here, and at the other apartment I don't even remember. I'm 65 years old, so I have a lot of life experience, and there's just been certain times or places where I've smelled other people cooking stuff, and it usually seems like it's either like an Asian person or maybe a Middle Eastern person who's cooking something. I think it's maybe really garlicky or has a lot of herbs or something. I don't even know. And it could be pretty strong, but it didn't make me nauseous. And it actually, if I was around it for anything more than a few minutes, I started getting used to it. But I don't know. I guess we're all a little more sensitive. We all have different sensibilities. Um, and things can affect us differently. Yeah, Mr. Spock, I think we've heard your pig's head story before. It says, came home one day, asked Mom, that smells good. What are you cooking? She said, go have a look. Big pot on the stove, opened the lid and looked in. Looking back at me, it was a pig's head. Yeah. Yummy. Yummy. Well, it probably smelled like ham, I mean, if you like ham, probably smelled like a nice ham. Miss Spock said she was making head cheese. Joey says, I have no idea what they were cooking. It was awful. I couldn't place the smell. It definitely wasn't garlic. All right. All right. I'm just saying. Um, I've smelled other people's cooking. Not here. Look, guys. I'm 65 years old. Like I said, I've got a lot of life experience. So this is going back over decades and decades. A few times in my life, I guess I've smelled other people cooking shit that can be very strong. It's kind of like, when you have the community microwave at work, and then you open it up and you're like, holy shit, who the fuck was cooking fish in this fucking thing, or whatever. It's kind of like that. But then I don't know. After I guess I get used to it after a couple of minutes. But the weed thing, I guess I don't know if I got used to it, but I've smelled some weed that is pretty. It makes you crinkle your nose, type of deal. It's kind of like ugh. And some of it, not always. I've smelled other pot. It's fine. There's certain strains of pot that I think are really really strong and really skunky. I think it's that really skunky one that really gets to me. The skunk weed. That's the one, because who likes a skunk, right? No one really likes a skunk smell, right? But I don't know. I still think food is different than pot. Some people might say, well, pot is food or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole lifestyle thing, and I guess the people with the smelly food and the people with the smelly pot maybe don't even realize or that how bad it smells because they're so immersed in it. DPD, I'm back. What did I miss? I didn't even know you left. Did you leave? Were you here earlier? Hey, DPD, good to see you. You've missed a whole thing of me being cranky and bitchy and yelling and cussing at everybody and at the world. To I feel like I've just smoked a big bowl because I'm all mellow and we're talking about music and shit, man. Everything's cool, man. Everything's copacetic. I'm just mellow. I'm just all mellow, man. It's like I smoked this imaginary bowl of some of Mr. Spock's best shit. Mr. Spock, I miss mom's cooking. James Green, I'm 61 and not done. I'm 65 and still alive. Sandy, you don't like fish? I like fish. I do like fish. But I'm just saying, there are certain fishes that people prepare that could be one of those odorous meals, I think. But I like fish. I like fish. I've got some salmon I still haven't cooked. It's in the freezer. I bought me some salmon. The salmon fillet thingies. I like salmon. I might cook me up some salmon, and it might smell. I don't know. I'm not even going to read Mr. Spock's disgusting depiction of things he sees on when he's walking his dogs. I'm not even going. I'm not even. Don't. Hey man, don't harsh my buzz, man. Don't harsh my imaginary buzz. DPD had a doctor's appointment. Well, I hope it all went well. DPD. Hope everything's good and well. Mr. Spock, you have to respect other people regarding weed smell. I think the weed smokers need to respect other people's, having to smell it. though, too. Two-way street. Two-way street. DBD, did you have a swig of this Hennessy? No, I did not. It's funny. You remember the Hennessy. It's still up in the cupboard. I still have not cracked that baby open. Maybe when if we get to 5,000 subscribers, okay, here's what we'll do. If you guys get me to 5,000 subscribers, I will crack open the Hennessy and I will drink that whole bottle. It's like this big, the bottle. So it's not like it's a big, huge bottle, but I guess it's whatever size this is, I guess. Maybe it's about that big. I will crack that baby open. I'll try some of it straight, maybe, but then I'll probably mix it with Coca-Cola. By the way, YouTube bot censors Coca-Cola soft drink. Okay, let's get the 5,000 subscribers, and then I will crack open the bottle of Hennessy and drink it, and let's see if that one little bottle will get me drunk or buzzed or whatever. I don't know. All right, mark it down, Jolie. Mark that down. Jolie doesn't like fish. See, that might be the issue. You don't like fish, and I have a feeling what you're smelling is people cooking fish and doing it with lots of garlic and herbs and shit. I don't know. I like fish. But anyhow, mark it down, Jolie. 5,000 subscribers. I will drink that bottle of Hennessy on a live stream for the whole world to see. Everett Towers says, hey, we're the same age, John. So you're 65 and still alive. 65 and still alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm 65 and I'm still alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me take these off for a little bit so you can see me hand waving. I'm 65 and I'm still alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All righty. I'm so happy. I do feel this is how I get. I think this is how I get when I get stoned. I feel like is somebody out there, am I getting secondhand buzz from somebody? Am I getting a contact high? I don't, but I Scrapes, are you out there smoking weed? Scrapes, Mr. Scrapes. 65 and I'm still alive. I'm going to be turning 66 in October. 66 pickup sticks. I don't know. But here's what I would like to do on my 66th, sometime in my 66th year. It doesn't have to be on my birthday. On my 66th year, I would like to get a car that is roadworthy, of a road trip, and I want to drive back or maybe buy a car somewhere near Chicago, and I want to take Route 66 all the way from Chicago, all the way as much as you can, because a lot of it doesn't exist anymore, or a lot of it has different highways on it. But they have a thing you can download, and it'll take you as close to the original route as possible, and it'll take you through all the little sightseeing tours or sightseeing spots and all that kind of stuff. And so I want to do that from Chicago all the way to Santa Monica, California, Santa Monica Beach Pier. I want to do that. So that's kind of my goal for next year, to be in a position financially that I could do that I, A, would have a car that would handle it, and B, that I could take the time off to do it from work or whatever. That's kind of my goal for 66. I'll be turning 66. I'm going to take Route 66 from Chicago to Santa Monica. That's my goal. Now, this year is the 100th anniversary of Route 66. I don't know if the exact date. I don't think they've had the exact day yet. There is a day where they're saying is like the birthday of Route 66. That is sometime this year, maybe next month or something. It's the 100th anniversary. So it would have been kind of cool, I guess, to do it on the 100th anniversary, but not able to do that. But next year would be cool, because 66, that was my high school football jersey number. It was my favorite number. It was the only team. I played on a bunch of different football teams, and that was the only team that I could actually get that number for some reason. But 66 was my favorite number. It's gone on to be like my favorite I call it my favorite 2-digit number. No, it's not 69. 66 is my favorite 2-digit number. I'll be turning 66 this fall. Next year, so all next year I'll be 66 until the next October. And so I thought it would be fun to take Route 66 from Chicago to Santa Monica. So that's my goal for next year. Write that down too, Jolie, if you would be so kind. Write that down. But also write down when we get to 5,000 subs, I will crack open that bottle of Hennessy, and you guys can watch me drink it. And if you want to drink along with me with whatever your favorite beverage of choice is, then we can do that too. But and it doesn't have to be alcohol. It could be soft drinks. It could be coffee. It could be water, agua, whatever you want. 5,000 subscribers. That's when we'll break open the Hennessy. All right. Let's see. Mr. Spock, some people don't like fish being cooked. Yeah, I think we've established that. Yeah, like, subscribe, and share, says Jolie. Let's get the 5,000 to Hennessy Day. Yes. I've been trying to think, because that bottle is in the cupboard. Every time I open the door because I have other shit in there, there's that bottle of Hennessy, and I'm like, when am I ever gonna crack that thing open? And now we have a reason. 5,000. 5,000. Let's get the 5K. 5K all the way. Mad Max says Route 66 is fun on motorcycles. I have friends that do it every few years. Sort of Monkey says Wes Webb and TJ carjacking sounds like a plan. Yeah, maybe I'll go to Chicago area and I will steal Wes's Mercury. What the fuck does he have? A Mercury Montego? A Mercury something? So Wes, if you wake up one day and the Mercury's gone out of your driveway, I'm just borrowing it for a little bit. I'm just gonna take it to Santa Monica, if you don't mind. Now I guess it would be the Wes Webb Trucker John Road Show. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Road trip. Road trip. Yeah, David Windler. Hey David, thanks for being here. Yeah, that's the old Route 66 song. It has all those towns: Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. Everett Tauscher, got to go. Have a great day. Thank you, Everett. And we will be ending the show. I said this about an hour ago. Look at me going almost 3 hours, Sandy. You should be happy, Sandy. Sandy always wants me to, keep going. Sandy Folks with a 99 sticker. Yippee! Thank you, Sandy. I do appreciate you with the sticker. DBD says, sounds like a nice road trip, TJ, and I'm fine. I'm glad you're fine. Glad that's good news. That's good news, DPD. Sort of Monkey, he probably has slippers. Fucking steal those bad boys. Mad Mac, West Webb and TJ Roadshow would last about 2 blocks before one killed the other. Yeah, I don't know, but it would be entertaining. We would live stream it. I don't know. I don't even want to put this idea in Wes's head because I don't even know if I could handle it. I kind of envisioned me doing. I envisioned me doing it solo. But it is kind of interesting to think if Wes and I did a road trip from the Route 66 thing, that probably would be entertaining if we live streamed it. Julie says you didn't read it right. It's supposed to rhyme. 5K. 5K to Hennessy Day. I'm trying. 5K to Hennessy Day. There we go. Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it. Let's get the 5K. I want to drink that Hennessy. I don't think I've ever drinking. I've never drinking, and I have good English skills. I don't think I've ever drinking Hennessy before. I don't think I've ever drinking Hennessy before. I've only drinking the moonshine Grandpa made And we didn't call it Hennessy. We just called it pig head soup. All right, I've officially gone off the rails. I've gone off the rails. 5K to Hennessy Day. There we go. Sort Muggy, how drunk is Wes Webb in that scenario? I don't. He's probably schnockered. He'll probably get us in trouble for open container, even though I'll be driving. I could just see it now. Mad Mac, it's difficult to have a relationship with a contrarian. Julie says West Webb TJ road trip would be awesome. Let's do it. Let's do it, Wes. Let's get the Mercury. Let's fire up that old Mercury. Let's do the Route 66 trip, man. Mad Mac, gin is gin to me. Can't drink it anymore. Hey, man, Jay, good to see you. I don't even know if I can. I mean, I hardly ever drink. I mean, I have a few beers every now and then. When's the last time I drank something heavier than a beer? And when's the last time I had a beer? It's been like a few weeks since I even had a Modelo. When did I have anything harder than that? I mean, it's been a while. I guess maybe at my daughter's wedding, I had a couple drinks there. But just when I say couple, I mean a couple, because they had an open bar. So I was like, yeah, and I had a couple drinks. I had a couple beers, and I had a couple of drinks they were making. So I guess that was in July, and they, does that even count as a drink? Like, I can't even remember like the last time I even just had a shot of whiskey or just something like a straight shot of something. So I don't even know if I can handle this Hennessy. I'll probably do a shot. Can you do shots of Hennessy, I guess? Because I have little shot glasses. That lady who gave me all the dishes and stuff, I think there's a shot glass in there. So I could do a shot of Hennessy, and then I think I'll do the rest because I think you can mix it with Coke, like Coke and rum. I think you can do Coke and Hennessy, which is not rum, but it's whatever it is. DPD says you're in a very good mood. Well, I didn't start off that way. I was very cranky and pissy. So much so that Tough Cookie had to come out and tell me to cool my jets. But I think I'm on an artificial buzz or something. I don't know. Just all this pot talk. I think it's sort of psychosomatic. Is that the word? I think I talked myself into getting a buzz, which is really great because it's really cheap. If you can just talk yourself into getting a buzz, wow, just think how much money you'd save on pot. Mrs. Buck, no, but they are allowed to use the seat belts. What did I skip? Did I skip something? Sandy Fold says the cat on the soap name was Moonshine. Moonshine! I don't know who the cat is that you're talking about. James Green says, I can't stand the smell of liquor. I stopped that shit 13 years back, refrained from strong drink. Yeah, I don't think I have any issues with the smell. I'm just trying to think, like, I really don't drink all that much. And so I'm just wondering what that little bottle of Hennessy will do to me. Just like when I did the pot smoking show a couple years ago. And I just started smoking pot like I was a fucking 18-year-old or something. And it really fucked me up. You know? Here, let me go get the bottle. I'm going to go get the bottle real quick. You guys can see what I'm talking about. I mean, you've seen it before, I guess. I can hear the bottle calling me. It's like, let me out of here. Let me out of here. Let me out of this damn closet. It's not a very big bottle. But it'll probably be enough probably enough to fuck me up, right? I'm sure this will fuck me up. This is the Hennessy. It's cognac. It's cognac. Give me the 5K subscribers. And now I'm not going to just guzzle it all down. I'll do drinks. I'll do a couple shots, and then we'll do some drinks. This is it's very special. It says very special. And I don't know, what size is this thing? This is, where does it say the size? It says the size, but my eyes are so bad that I can't read it. Let's switch glasses. I do need to get new glasses, but let's see. It says that it is. See, it says 400. No, it says 40% alcohol, so it's 80 proof, right? But what size is this? Is it 675 milliliters? Do we have to do that? Can't you just say half a pint or something, or whatever the fuck, or a pint or something? Do we have to do milliliters? Anyhow, it is what it is. Hennessy cognac. Is that how you say? That's how you say it, right? Cognac. The G is silent, apparently. Must be some French shit. Imported by Moet Hennessy, USA, Incorporated, New York, New York. Produced and bottled in France. Was I right or was I right? Told you it was some French shit. In France by, is it J.A. Hennessy and Company? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. It was goddamn Frenchies. It's 80 proof. I still don't know what size this is. I think 675 milliliters. Or something like that. But I don't know what that is. What the fuck do I know about milliliters? Can you guys hear me? I had the microphone way over there. Hopefully you guys could hear me. I better end the show speaking of that, because the battery will probably die any minute now. All right. What was it? 5K to Hennessy Day? Here, I should hold it over here. 5K to Hennessy Day. Hope I'm rhyming it right. I've already pissed off Jolie about the fish smells and food smells, the pot smells. I don't want to piss off Jolie anymore. All right, guys. You guys are awesome. Let me see. What did I miss in the chat? Let's see. There's the thing about the thing. Jolie says I got a contact high from the pot top. Oh no, TJ got a. I thought you were saying that you also got. You're probably already. You don't need a contact high. I'm sure you're imbibing. Is that no? Partaking all through the show. That's what gets you through the show, probably. DPG says, why not make it a road trip? You would save money on food and lodging. Well, that's what I was going to do. It was going to be a road trip. You and Wes and TJ Hennessy with the best with pineapple ginger. Okay. There was supposed to be a period in there. Hennessy is best with pineapple ginger beer or ale. You can also mix it with lemon lime or Red Bull. I'm going to mix it with Coke. I don't like Red Bull. I don't know what ginger beer is. That doesn't even sound like a beer. I'm just gonna mix it with Coke. Probably an airline size bottle. Well, I don't know. I mean, airline size bottles aren't those little tiny ones? Oh, this you probably posted that before I showed the bottle. Okay. Oh, it's a fifth. So this is the fifth. Okay, is that a fifth? I guess I got a fifth. 20 ounce. It doesn't say they don't have ounces in here. They got fucking milliliters. Those fucking Frenchies. I guess they don't know what ounces are. Anyhow, Mad Max says you'll be off your rocker if you drink that whole damn bottle. Well, let's see how far I get through it. 5K to Hennessy Day. I'll give it my best shot, but if I'm like halfway through it and I'm like blackout drunk, well, if I'm blackout drunk, then here's what you're gonna see. You know, I mean that's what the show will turn into. But we'll see. So if you guys want to see what happens, help me to get to 5K. 5K for Hennessy Day. Mad Mac. It's like those French have a different word for everything. Yeah, what the fuck? Certain Monkey says, I'll put money on it. If you drink all of it, you will smell like a cheap curry the day after. You know what? Curry. I think curry might be what Jolie is smelling. I bet you it's curry. And I will admit that curry, I don't really... There are some curries that I've had that I like. But I've had some... There are different types of curry. And some of it is very strong and smelly. But some of it's not. There are different types. But I bet you it's some type of a curry. Oh, well, I don't want to redig that up. I didn't mean to rehash that. Yeah, we were kind of off of that, and we were doing good, and then I had to bring that back up. Anyhow, Mr. Spock says 22.82 ounce. Really, I don't even see that. How do you? Is that what? Did you do a conversion table for the milliliters? Anyhow. All I know is it's 80 proof, because I know that you just take the percent and double it, and that's the proof. Or if it says 80 proof, you just divide that in half, and you know what the percentage of alcohol is. But yeah, here we go. 5K, and this is going down my throat. Or at least as much as I'll like I say, I might not be able to do the whole thing. And I'm not going to kill myself, guys, okay, for 5K. I might kill myself for 100K. I'm not going to kill myself for 5K. But at some point, we'll see how far I can get into this thing. Watch it only be like this much. I'm done. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like, okay, I'm done, guys. I'll have to sort of, I'm not just gonna gun it. I'm not gonna just, I'm not gonna just guzzle the whole thing down. Maybe we'll spread this out over 2 hours. If I spread this out over 2 hours, then maybe I'll be okay. I don't know. Swinner Monkey says ginger beer is amazing with whiskey, vodka, flour, polish, all the good stuff. Well, maybe I'll get a can of ginger beer. Where the fuck do they even sell that in America? We got Budweiser, dude. We got Budweiser and Coors. We don't do that ginger beer shit here. Jolie says I've seen several live streams where the host passes out drunk. Hopefully I won't be one of them. I don't know. Maybe I should be. I don't know. DBD says it depends on who's fixing the curry. Mrs. Fox says one of them was Stuttering John. Oh, really? I missed that one. Swinner Monkey says, drink a pint of brandy, you pussy. Don't drive, though. No, absolutely. No driving. James Green says, if you don't drink that, I will quit smoking cigs. I know. No, I already said I would drink it. But I still want you to quit cigs. Please, just quit the cigarettes. But look, dude, you will feel so much better. Your life will be so much better if you don't drink the cigarettes. I mean, yeah, don't drink the cigarettes. Absolutely, do not drink your cigarettes. Mr. Black says 23 ounce. You have to pace yourself. You got to pace yourself. Yeah, I'll pace myself. We'll drag this out over maybe 2 hours, I guess, or something. Danny Palmer says, "What are you doing selling drinking that down in one shot, John? You'd be sick." Well, I would. It would probably kill me now. But back in my younger days, back when I was 20, 21, whatever, I mean, I could guzzle a fucking bottle of Jack Daniels. Just the whole fucking bottle. And not pass out or anything. Not, I mean, I would get buzzed or drunk or whatever, but I mean, it wasn't like I would get blackout drunk. I mean, I could guzzle a bottle of JD. But that's 40 years ago or whatever, right? So over 40 years ago, and I had. It's not like I've kept that up. If I did, I would be probably dead by now. If I continued my drinking ways, the ways that I abused alcohol in my early and mid 20s and even late teens, I'm sure I would be dead by now. Absolutely 100%. I might not have even made it to 30. So back in the day, I could probably guzzle this bottle. I mean, just without stopping, I could probably guzzle this whole thing and walk around for at least a half an hour before I passed out or something. I don't know, but not now, not today. I don't even know if I could slowly drink this for 2 hours. I have no idea how far I could get into this. It might only be like half. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. I'm interested to find out. So let's get to 5K. Sort of Monkey. Budweiser is. Hush your mouth, Surrender Monkey. Budweiser is the king of beers. Mad Max says ginger beer is like a strong ginger ale, a good mixer. Well, if I find some ginger beer, maybe I'll grab a ginger beer. Does it come in an individual can, or do I have to get it in some special English fucking sack? Does it only come in like a fucking goat bladder? Or can I get it in just like a can or something? Danny Pomeroy says Myers does that on a late show with guests in the middle of the afternoon doing shots. DBD says make sure you eat something. You never want to drink on an empty stomach. And yes, they sell ginger beer here in the States. It's spicy and non-alcohol. Oh, well, no wonder I never fucking saw it. They mainly use it as a mixer. Sir Monkey says, drink yourself as you see fit, good sir. I added the good sir part. Because it should have been there. Sir Monkey, come on. You're English. You should know better. You don't end a sentence like that without saying, good sir, my good sir. I know that is extra typing though. So. Okay, maybe like if it doesn't just come like in a goat bladder and I can find like a can of it, maybe I'll get a can of some ginger beer. All right. If you're going to make me. Oh, that's right. Jolie says beer on the balcony is what SJ calls his drinking show. Do they still do that? I remember watching that, I think way back. I was still, I think, on the road. And I think I remember SJ, I guess we call it Starting John SJ. I do remember his beer shows. I don't know if he still does those or not. I haven't seen anything Stuttering John related in 2 or 3 years, probably. Mad Matt Goat Bladder. Yeah, I can just imagine it, like some weird shit you guys are telling me to drink. Comes from Scotland. You can get the ginger beer, but you gotta. It comes from Scotland, and they only put it in a goat bladder. Okay, all right. James Green says, "Truckers, I am trying. It is the hardest thing to get rid of. It has been my world since 12 years old. I really hope that you can stop smoking. I think smoking cigarettes is one of the worst things you can do to your body. I really do. And I don't mean that as judgmental. I have lots of friends that smoke. My brother smokes since he was a teenager, young teen. I mean, I just wish people wouldn't do it. And I'm no beacon of health. I eat shit. I eat crap. I don't exercise. I'm not. I'm no. I have no room to talk in terms of health and shit like that. But still, I think smoking cigarettes is like the worst thing you can do. I mean, it probably isn't. A healthy heroin addiction is probably not better than smoking cigarettes. But I hear that nicotine is just as addictive as heroin, right? So I really wish you could quit. But even if you could cut back, I mean, in any little victory, instead of smoking 2 packs a day, if you could go to 1 pack a day, that'd be nice. Just kind of wean yourself off of it. Any little victory you can take it. Yeah, I don't know how many cigarettes you smoke a day, but if you could just, do a little bit less, so I hope the best for you. I hope you can get off that damn cigarettes because I think they're the worst. I think they're. I mean, again, I'm sure there's worse things. Snorting some white substance that's full of fentanyl is probably worse, but snorting coke and all that kind of shit, that's probably worse than cigarettes. But the cigarettes are probably like the worst kind of like mainstream legal thing. It's legal. Smoking cigarettes is legal, even though there are smoking restrictions now, smoking laws, more and more, smoke-free places and stuff like that. But still, it's legal to smoke cigarettes. And so for being such a mainstream legal thing, I think it's worse than just about anything. I think it's worse than alcohol. And alcohol is not that great. Alcohol is probably right behind it. And I don't drink that much. Like I said, I had a couple of drinks at my daughter's wedding. Those were probably the first hard alcohol I'd had in I don't even know how long. And I drink the occasional beer, and I think the occasional beer is okay. But yeah, if you can, anything you can do to even cut back I think would be great. And so I wish you the best of luck in getting off the cigarettes because I've never gotten addicted to it. I mean I tried smoking a few times, in grade school and junior high and high school and even my college age. Every now and then I would smoke or a cigarette, try to be cool or just it was kind of a good way of, I guess, of hanging out with people because people, they're smoking, and I would try to smoke. I just never, fortunately, I never really got the hang of smoking. So I didn't get addicted to it. I was really lucky because I heard it's very addictive. And anyhow, I hope the best for you, and don't give up on it, man. Just it's kind of like drinking, I guess. If you're trying to quit drinking and then you drink, don't give up and just go, on a bender. Just start over again. But with the cigarettes, you might have to just start kind of weaning yourself, off of it. But some people go cold turkey. I don't know. Everyone's different, I guess. Everyone's a little bit different. DPD says they generally sell them in a 4-pack. Talk about the ginger beer. TJ, Krabby's original ginger beer is pretty good. I can imagine they probably sell that at Trader Joe's, right? Right? Am I right? That's a Trader Joe's thing, isn't it? I should have thought of that. I should have remembered. That fucking ginger beer I bet you it's a fucking Trader Joe's thing. I think there's a Trader Joe's somewhere in the Las Vegas Valley. There's gotta be. Over in Summerlin or over in one of the richer parts of Henderson. I'm sure there's a Trader Joe's somewhere. Yep. That's it. I just outed you guys. Yeah. It's a fucking Trader Joe's thing. I say that like Trader Joe's is bad. Actually, Trader Joe's is pretty cool. I just like to, I just like to fuck with people and fuck with shit sometimes. But don't fuck with me, because I don't like it when people fuck with me. I can dish it out, but I can't take it. So, Jolie says, I have no idea if he still does those. He probably does. I haven't seen anything SJ until about a month ago. Someone mentioned it in a chat. He was live. Went there a few minutes. Still an idiot. Yeah, I kind of forgot all about the dude. I haven't, like, I think it's been like 3 years since I saw anything of his. Sweet Monkey says, ginger beer and vodka is the tits. Heroin is a bad life decision. Sweet Monkey says, it's not illegal to take heroin. It's illegal to buy it. Well, maybe in England. I don't know. I don't think here it's even legal to take it here in the States of the United People. James Green says, I was a 2-pack a day before my injury in 2021, cut back to 1 pack every 2 days. Well, that's great. I mean, that now let's cut that back to a half a pack every 2 days or something. I don't know. Who am I to tell you what to do? I'm just trying to be encouraging. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. But obviously, this is something that you want to get rid of, and I applaud you for that. And I think that's good because I think, like I said, I think cigarettes are the fucking worst. And again, someone will say, "Well, this is worse and that's worse," but yeah, but you know what I mean. It's just an awful thing, and you obviously want to, get it out of your life. So I'm just trying to encourage you. I encourage you to keep it up and not quit. And if you have a setback where one day you smoke 1 cigarette more than that half a pack or whatever, don't kill yourself over it or, beat yourself up over it. Just continue to try to do less. I don't know. Eat more. Isn't that what people say? That they quit smoking and they gain weight because they replace that need to eat to smoke cigarettes with food or something. But so I don't want you to get all, I don't know what your weight is now. But I don't. I'm digging myself into a hole. I should just shut up. But I am encouraging you. I want you to quit smoking, and I whatever way you can. Someone said hypnotism. I've heard that kind of works, I guess. I'm in there. I'm in your corner, man. About the quitting the smoking, because it's really it's really bad for you. I think smoking. They're horrible companies. These cigarette companies. They're fucking horrible. I mean, we talk about all this stuff. Cigarette companies are evil, as far as I'm concerned. DPD, Trader Joe's, Kroger's, Uber Eats, Instacart. Oh, can I just Uber Eats some ginger beer over? I think I got a coupon for Uber Eats for like 70% off or something. I don't know if Trader Joe's was on there or if that ginger beer would be on there. James says, "No, I have stopped drinking and I'm almost there on the 6th." Yeah, keep working on it, bud. That's good. You're cleaning up your life. Because those things are, alcohol and cigarettes are probably the 2 worst things for us, and those have been legal. Now we did do, and I'm not for prohibition, by the way. I mean, prohibition was awful. That created Al Capone and shit like that. That gave so much power to these bootleggers. I'm not for prohibition, but I think that these companies, I mean, alcohol is bad for you, but here I am. Oh, here I am. 5K Hennessy day. But there's also a saying, all things in moderation and all that kind of shit. But yeah, you should try to get off of those things. Because the thing about cigarettes, like you say, moderation. They say nicotine is like more addicting or just as addicting as heroin. So I don't think you can really do cigarettes in moderation. I mean, maybe you can, but you know what I mean. You're really sort of playing with fire there. I think you can drink alcohol in moderation, but not everybody. There are people that have alcoholic that are alcoholics, and they can't. I'm not an alcoholic. I abused alcohol, I will admit it, in my late teens to my mid 20s. For about a 7-year period, I abused the fuck out of alcohol. But I'm not an alcoholic. I know what an alcoholic is. I'm not an alcoholic. Especially since then, I've barely drank, and I have no. It's not like if I drank one drink, then I'm on a bender, and I'm not going to stop until I'm like Nicolas Cage in Leaving Las Vegas or something. James Green says, thanks for all the input. I was 159, have gotten back to 148. I don't know how tall you are, but that sounds pretty light. I mean, anyhow, even 159. So I hope, get something to eat, man. Anyhow, Mad Max says ginger beer is readily available in Las Vegas at specialty liquor stores, major grocery chains, and online retailers for local pickup. Popular options include Lee's Discount Liquor, Liquor World, etc. Someone's been Googling. I better end the show before everything goes to hell. Before the batteries die. We're at almost 3.5 hours, guys. Guys. I gotta end the show. Boston Brian's still on if you guys want to go over there. MJ Daniels, luckily I never started tobacco. My drinking was bad enough. Yeah, yeah. Let's just be careful out there, folks. Let's be careful out there. Let's try to, be a little healthier and all that kind of stuff. I always thought, we were talking about weed earlier. I remember back in the day, because I would try to smoke cigarettes, and like I said, it just never took with me, and I had a hard time even smoking pot. I'm just not a smoker. I can't. It's just hard for me to smoke without coughing and burning my lungs and shit. Even the weed. But I always thought my sort of philosophy was, hey, if I'm gonna smoke something and I'm gonna fucking burn my lungs out, I'd rather at least get high, from the pot, because the cigarettes didn't really get me high. Although there were sometimes I think cigarettes did kind of do that. It's kind of weird. But anyhow, James Green says, Trucker John, if I told you about the things I saw on them drugs, you might say, what the fuck? It's a long story. Oh, I know. Yeah, I've done some of those drugs too, and seen some weird shit too. Back in the 80s. Mrs. Buck, I always bring hot sauce when traveling to Cuba. Okay. MJ Daniel, let's be careful out there. When I said that, I didn't really mean to reference Hill Street Blues, but as I was saying it, another little voice in my brain was going, hey, isn't that from Hill Street Blues? Sir Monkey says, I'm defo going chonk while blaming cigarettes now. Anyhow, I got to go before the batteries die. Guys, thanks so much for being here. We had an interesting show. Started off cranky as fuck. And then look at here, just talking about weed mellowed me. All I got to do is talk about weed, and it mellows me out. So I guess weed's a good thing. And smoking's bad. And if you're not an alcoholic, because I think alcoholics should not touch alcohol at all. If you're not an alcoholic, then just remember all things in moderation. Just take it easy on the drinking, except for 5K day. 5K Hennessy day. That's what it is. That's the day we're gonna get it on. We're gonna get it on. All right, let's get it on. Get me to 5K, people, and we will get it on like Donkey Kong. All right, guys. So I guess that's it. All we have to do now is words of wisdom, as if we didn't get enough words of wisdom already. I think this show was packed with words of wisdom. This was a words of wisdom packed show, but even then, I still have some more. So go ahead and get your pens and paper out. Write these down. Words of wisdom. And let's do this. You guys ready? You guys ready for today's words of wisdom? All right, guys. So here we go. First one, because it's going to be a list. So we're going to itemize these and write them out. Okay, you ready? First, number one thing on the words of wisdom is that I'm down to 10% battery.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. My apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills, it's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows, so go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.